Members of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. I'm your host, Dave Cias. For those tuning in on Restream, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody's doing great. I will not be doing sharing lives on TikTok anymore. For some reason, they get offensive when you talk about a Heavenly Love Foundation that I guess you get reported, or I got reported several times. It could be TikTok itself. They put all kinds of other kind of crap there on TikTok, all kinds of crazy things, but they don't allow a Heavenly Love Foundation. So, in saying that, in order for me to continue to do my several TikToks there, I just can't do no lives there no more because apparently they don't like me talking about Jesus Christ, my attending Heavenly Love Foundation. So I'm going to continue to do the lives here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Let me share out this live feed on Restream, YouTube, and Twitch. Okay, let me share this out, brothers and sisters. There we go. We're just about all shared out, brothers and sisters. There we are, all shared out. How you doing, sister Beyond the Box? So, yeah, like I was saying before at the beginning of the show, how you doing, sister Beyond the Box? What's going on? Let me send a link. Let me know what's going on, sister. Talk to me. Or you doing good? Well, that's good that you're doing good. Yeah, I got a message last night from TikTok, and my I got like three complaints, and I think it's TikTok itself. Just because I think out of the past two lives that I did, that I had violations after violations after violations. I'm like, what are they talking about? I mean, it's like hardly anybody views there on TikTok. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
I don't know if somebody was reporting it or what. Uh, but they
Eh,
said basically they were trying to get me to go to the extreme, even though I didn't know that I was violating anything. Uh, so they can boot me out off of TikTok. So from now on, I'm just gonna put short reels. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do no lives there.
yeah.
It's ridiculous, they show all kinds of females doing all kinds of crazy shit, twerking and freaking girls in bikinis and all this shit. You got people talking about the devil and all this other bullshit,
Yeah.
politics, but they want to target me. It's crazy. Saying that I'm violating something when I see all the other people that are, you could say they're violations, but they're not. Nothing is being done to them, but they want to target me.
Yeah, I don't go live on TikTok.
No,
Yeah.
just because I'm talking about a heavenly love foundation. That's what it was. The title was Heavenly Love Foundation. When I put the Jesus Christ and they freaking targeted me.
I kind of think that's weird because
Hello. Hmm? Nobody. Oh, my bad. All right. You said I was loud.
oh,
Them tanker ears.
I talk loud too. I always tell everybody it's just in my family. We all talk loud in my family. People think I'm yelling at them, and I'm not yelling at them. I'm just talking, but they don't get it. So, so, um, how have you been?
I've been doing good. Just that that thing with TikTok is like what the I don't
Yeah,
understand. It's like they never send me anything. First of all, they never send me nothing. But of course, when I do the lives here, you just add where you want to share the live. You add it to, right? And
yeah.
that's what I've been doing. But I hadn't been on TikTok to know that I was being breaking any kind of rules, and even that they didn't tell me what I was violating.
Well, I see people talk a lot on TikTok. They usually put a lot more out than what they do on normal things. So I don't understand what their problem would be unless they're starting to really buck down on. You're not supposed to really say anything at all, no matter what platform it is, about C19. That usually will get you every time.
I
But
don't know.
and that happens on every platform, um, except for Rumble. Rumble, you basically can say whatever you want, and
I'm gonna have to jump to Rumble. Right now, I'm on Twitch,
yeah,
so hopefully they don't send me some kind of freaking violation. It's crazy. So
yeah,
I'm on Twitch. I put it to Twitch now. I got Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, and of course I'm on Restream. But that's what been happening. I was like, that happened last night. Like
I
I didn't even
use
know that I was getting violations because I hadn't been on TikTok. I mean, just through here, but
yeah,
that I was on the site itself. You know.
I use Twitter, Twitch, well, X, and Twitch, Trevo, Facebook, YouTube, and Kick, and then I download to Rumble because I spent forever trying to figure out how to go live on Rumble, and you got to put in all kinds of different stuff. And I did it once by accident, and I was so excited. So when I tried to do it again, and I couldn't do it. I must have been in there 50 million times trying to do it. So I just said screw it, and I was paying for Rumble so that I could go live on there. And then I decided forget it. I just started uploading to it. So that's what I do with my shows. Now I just upload it on there. It's all good. It works the same.
Yeah. So it's like, what the hell's going on with this TikTok? I said, oh shit, I'm doing the lives, and it's everything that if I'm cussing, it's coming out on there, and I guess maybe you're not supposed to cuss. I don't know. So you know how serious it is. You're violating our rules. I'm like, what rules? You
I
never seen
know.
what kind of rules, especially when you got all kinds of people with all kinds of crazy shit there.
Hmm.
It's like they're allowing that, but they're coming at me just because of talking about facts and talking about Jesus Christ and having love foundation.
Yeah.
That's what it said. The one with the Heavenly Love Foundation targeted that, and the target the other one about Osma Tinin. I think I did two different ones with different sayings of it, and they targeted both of those because they talk about a Heavenly Love Foundation.
You know, I think I'm not sure um who bought oh geez. We were just sitting here talking about it. I don't know who bought that. I know that they had it up for sale and somebody bought it. So depending on what the person who bought it, TikTok, uh, what they believe in, or all that, then they'll pressure people on that stuff. But right now, it's like anybody who associates with, affiliates with, or mentions anything about biblical stuff, or even the Father or Jesus, it's like they're coming down on everybody for that bunch of Satanists everywhere. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
uh,
I noticed that. Like, wow. Yeah, on the three past recent videos, they targeted me big time. The only way that I could think something like that is somebody reported me.
Possibility. I mean, and
We already know who that is.
yeah, you get people that do that. I think that that is just.
We already know who's the only ones that would report me saying something like that. That would be Corner in the Cob and his gang.
I think that they're too easy on that stuff. I think what they should have people do is clip the part that they think that that had something to do with them, or that it humiliated them or whatever. And I think that should be sent in instead of just filling out a form going, oh, yeah, they were bullying me and da da da. And they take it for face granted and they just say, okay, well, we're striking you. And that's just stupid.
Yeah.
So they make it too easy for people to just falsify, uh, turning people in. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, somebody had uh, stolen my other Instagram account
Oh,
like a year
geez.
ago. They hacked it.
Wow.
So I've been trying to get it back, and I just can't figure it out how to get it back.
Well,
You know, he talks about some a 6-digit number, some kind of. It's like, how am I supposed to have that if my account got hacked?
yeah. I would just start you a new one if you want to use Instagram, but protect it really well. I'm having an issue with my Streamlab because I I had it backed up so well so that nobody could hack it, that now I can't remember how to get in it. So I got my YouTube back up, all of my accounts on YouTube, my Facebook back up, but now I'm trying to. I can't do any shows because I'm my platform. I'm trying to figure it out. I am so mad.
Wow.
Well, because my tower, my computer went out, so I had to go get a loaner, and they're working on mine, and it really upsets me because everything that's on my memory in that has got all my stuff. My bank account stuff, my everything is on that memory. So now I'm trying to use the loaner without putting too much in it, so that way, when they I go to get my other one back, it'll be all good. But I'm also spending $1,200 and picking up another laptop, which I could use it because that way I can back all my stuff up on it so this never happens again.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. And I have a big gaming computer with two big huge screens, and I didn't think that I would ever have any problems with that, but it was the I think they call it the memory stick. apparently that needs to be replaced because it was only turning on half of my computer. Like it would turn on the keyboard, the tower, my mic and my microphone, but it wouldn't turn on my screens and my webcam. It was like they were in sleep mode whenever I had turned the computer on, and they wouldn't come out of it. So we plugged in the loaner and my computer screens worked just fine. So it was my tower for sure. That's terrible. I need to,
Yeah,
huh?
just a lot. Yeah, that's crazy.
I think when I get my tower back, I'm going to get a little book and I'm going to go through anything that I have an account on and I'm going to change passwords on every single thing. And then that way, and I'll write it all down. That way I have them and I'll keep it somewhere safe, which means I'll probably lose the book. But when I keep things safe, I always put them places and can never find them again. But I guess they're safe because if I can't find them, nobody else can. Oh. But other than that, I've been doing pretty good resting. Glenn and I are going to be off from doing the daytime show for a little while. He's out with his mom, and his mom's like 80, and she fell the other day, and she's got a compound fracture on her wrist.
Hmm.
So the doctor said they're going to wait a week and see how it's healing because they want to wait for some of the swelling to go down. And they'll decide whether or not she might have to have surgery. So he's taking care of her. So we had to put a pause on the show we do during the week. And I said, that's okay. I'll just enjoy my time off like a little mini vacation.
Yeah, I got the thing with the house. I went to an inspection. Everything looked good. Just a couple of things that needs to be worked on to see how that goes, and then I got to wait for the VA people to come in and do their inspection also. So
Oh,
we're in the process of doing a lot of things. Just taking it one day at a time. That's all we can do.
well, that's good though. I mean, at least you guys have a good thing to start working towards. And if they'll go ahead and replace those few things and fix them before you get the
Yeah,
house, then that'd be great too.
yeah,
Did you guys check the hot water heater?
yeah. That's one of the things that's insured. The water heater's insured, and the air conditioning, the AC unit outside, the big one, that's insured for about a year and a half from the
Okay.
purchase of the home. So if anything happens, the insurance will cover for it.
Well, that's good. That's good.
From
Yeah.
yeah, that's insured for a year and a half.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's a
one
good
thing.
thing.
It's one thing I like to look at when it comes to looking for a place. The first two things I go to is the water heater
And
and
make
the
sure
air
no water
conditioning unit.
leaks.
Yep.
There was a couple of water leaks underneath the sinks that they're gotta fix. So we put all the things that we didn't want to be fixed, and hopefully they'll knock it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello, Edna. Hi, Andres. Everybody coming in. I was in PRT's chat and I'm like, hey guys, I'm gonna go. Abe's over there by himself.
Well, I know that I jumped in there for a little bit. I really didn't say nothing too much because I kind of slept. I was up all night last night. When to do this inspection, I didn't go to sleep till like around 10 o'clock in the morning. So I was knocked out all day. I jumped on PRT. They were talking about, I guess, portals and stuff like that. But in
My
the sense of, but in the sense of that, I wanted to share some stuff because I've encountered the same things that those people have encountered in the woods.
yeah,
Where it feels like you lost a track of time, like like you're behind in time. Sometimes it feels like you're ahead of time, but then sometimes you feel like you're behind time. You're trying to catch up to everything in front of you. Like you might be like 2 minutes, 3 minutes off. I'm thinking that's what's the matter with these individuals, that they did not lose a year of time or 2 years of time, 5 years of time, 10 years of time. That they lost minutes or seconds. and they feel different. They don't. They feel like everything is ahead of them, because they got zapped, or zapped by these negative energies that are out there. They'll zap you, man, and it'll take you. You've seen me sometimes, Sister Brenda, that I'm not the same after.
Right.
Look what happened to my brother Jack. He got zapped,
Yeah.
and it will make you feel like, yeah, like you've gone into a portal. Or it's just different when you go into a portal, in which it will mean that you'll be in a whole different dimension, in which you're not going to be in this realm. You're going to be somewhere completely different, and it's the dimension where where the DDN is, where the whatever comes out of those dimensions could be is going to be a whole different world of different things to see, right? In
Right.
which if you're entering their realm, that means it can make contact with you. Compared to being zapped, and you don't feel good for a week or two, and you feel like you're dragging because something happened to you, right? Something happened to you in the location you're at, and you feel like you don't feel the same. No different than when somebody has an experience with a dog man or a Bigfoot, that they're not the same because they're in shock, right? They're in shock, they're
Well,
scared,
and
and
I would think going through a portal because you're going into another dimension, I imagine that that would take it out of you. Like it would be rough on your body anyways. So you would come out just feeling like you've been up for a month,
yeah,
just
but then
tired.
to come back, it's I don't think it's that easy just to cross over and to cross back,
Yeah.
Well, for somebody to say that they cross into a portal and that they're behind a year, okay, well, how do you know you're behind a year? You know, it's kind of like you got zapped. I could say I'm zapped. It feels like I got zapped for about 2-3 minutes, because it feels like I'm catching up to everything. Then you go to your footage and your recordings, and you like the one I got. I was looking for it because I wanted to share with y'all where I'm repeating myself like 4 times, and it's a recording, a live recording, and there's pieces of the video that's missing. And I'm like, well, why am I repeating myself 3 or 4 times? It's because I'm trapped in some kind of time portal that
Right.
I'm stuck there, and I'm repeating myself. It's like rewinding, going forward, rewinding, going forward, like how they say there's glitches in the matrix.
Yeah.
Well, something of that nature. You're stuck and you're repeating yourself and you're repeating yourself. Well, that takes a lot of energy out of you right there, and it's like you're stuck in a moment. You know, then you finally free yourself away from that time portal or glitch. That yeah, it takes some energy out of you because it's affecting you a certain way.
Right.
That's the difference between which will be not necessarily like a portal. It's more like a how people say a glitch in the matrix,
Yeah.
like repeating themselves over and over and over, repeating yourself over and over. But when you catch it on video, you know, I mean, I've heard the story of the guy, they talk about, but I mean, if you're recording, you should have some fucking kind of evidence to show the people that something like that did happen, right? Because
Can you can you
they were getting
record?
the recording unless they lost all kinds of battery power that they couldn't record. But that's the loss of battery power where the batteries get drained. That's dealing with supernatural, sometimes magnetic energy in the areas.
Speaking of magnetic energy in the areas, so
Limestone
so Steve is going to start another show um, on
topic.
on that grove that he was talking about before, and he was explaining some stuff about the place. And I told him, I said, I think that you're onto something. Um, so I can't wait for him to do it. But I told him, don't go by yourself when you go to that place, because it would be horrible for you to step somewhere and just become a missing person over here. So, missing time or Jason is what we call him. He lives next to Steve, so he's going to go with him.
And another thing that I want to put in there and hear about this wraith guy is, I guess his name's, I don't know what his name is, Anthony. One thing that I did not agree on, if I remember correctly, that they take Ouija boards there sometimes.
Oh,
The people that said across the portal that they mess with Ouija boards also. That he takes those and uses Ouija boards out there to see what they catch.
yeah. See,
If
I
I,
don't.
rem-
I don't
if
play
I
with
remember
those.
correctly, in his old footage of some of his works, they mess with Ouija boards. They don't see nothing wrong with opening up using a Ouija board to contact the spirits.
No,
So that by
no.
itself, man, eh, well, instead of saying that you're going to a portal and you're messing with Ouija boards, what if I were to tell you it's none of the above of a portal? What if it is just that you have a negative attachment, and once you're reached that creek area, that the negative attachments that are on you, you got aggressive because of the energy of the limestone. Just for the fact that they mess with Ouija boards, we
Yeah, I
know
don't
that
play with those.
we know that that's demonic entity, demonic demonic forces. I mean, if anybody knows this guy, he more would going to come here and talk about it. But that's why I feel, because of the Ouija board that I had that I got rid of. The demon surfaced up 2 weeks later, in which, yeah, it would zap you. He's got control over you. He's gonna make you. He's gonna have control over you. He's gonna make you think. Yeah, he's gonna make you think you're a time traveler. He's gonna make you think you're going into portals because you're confused. Then he's got a stronghold over you.
Yeah, I don't play with those. Those are actually really not good to play with. I mean,
I'm just saying those are the things those are the things that I think are important when somebody's sharing a story, to say everything, man. You just don't half-ass it. Say everything that you messed with. And if he done messed with the Ouija boards and he uses the Ouija boards in his investigations, that by itself explains a lot. Just by itself, we
yeah,
all know what the Ouija board can do.
yeah, we know what it can bring over.
Yeah.
Yeah, those things are no good, man. And I
So
mean, there are some people who can use them and use them properly, but you still have to use discernment with them because you don't know what may be trying to
come through.
the, and falsify so that you will allow it.
Well, first of all, why are you going to believe what a Ouija board is saying if you know it's a form of a portal, and the things that are stalking through it is a demon.
Yeah,
It's not your loved ones. It's not angels. It's demons that are talking through it, trying to manipulate you and deceive you.
yeah. I've,
Right?
I've never had.
And if you
I've never
believe,
had.
and if you believe in that, then yeah, that's a big opening, spiritual opening.
Yeah, and I've never had anything good come out of a Ouija board, as far as I'm concerned.
All
Never.
I'm saying is, if you're gonna say a story, say everything that you've done, right? Not just like, oh, I went to a portal. I was near a creek. I went to a portal. This thing, this. Thing. Say everything else that you've done. Like, for example, mess with Ouija boards. Use the Ouija boards in your investigations. That right there could cause all the things that are happening when they thinking they're going through a portal, because it brings everything through the Ouija board. It all connects spiritually.
Hey, I wouldn't doubt half the stuff that you see when you're walking is things that were brought in from a
Yeah.
Ouija board and forgotten and
Well,
left
not
here.
just Ouija boards, cults that go out there and practice and leave open portals, summon things. Yeah,
Yeah,
negative. It's
yeah.
called negative residue that's left behind. Just like at homes, like
Hey,
that home, the first home we want to go look at. We went in there, and the first thing I smelled as soon as the realtor was opening the door was a strong smell of piss, and it wasn't cat piss. And I looked at my wife and I went like this, nope. We
yeah.
walked in there
Nope.
and it was like, It was an old house, and I could sense negative energy in there. I said, nope. I was like, "Vámonos, let's get out of here."
We're
And we
not
left.
looking past the door.
Just put it this way: the stench was so strong, and I know there was no cat piss. I know how cat piss smell. It was like pestilence, and even the backyard smelled that way. So, oh hell no, let's get out of here.
Have your dogs been acting okay the last 2 nights?
Uh, yeah, they've been acting okay. They sense certain things.
My
I, I,
little
I,
one
was
has
it?
not my little one has not been allowing me to sleep. I finally fell asleep last night. I woke up at 11 and I have little footmark bruises on my chest from him running up and down. He just could not get comfortable last night for anything. And finally today, I think it was about noon, I laid down, woke up at 6:30 this evening going, "Oh man." Uh, but he's been real restless, and even me just sitting in my chair, he's been wanting me to just sit and hold him. He will not detach himself. I finally sent him into the other room to go in there for a little while and wear himself out because he's just been stuck to me more than usual, and not sleeping well and up and down and just running. And I thought, I wonder what's going on with that moon, because he's not been acting right the last couple nights. Very restless. So I was wondering if anybody else's dog around here has been acting like that, because it's not like him. Normally, when we go to bed, he's out, and he's out for hours. He prefers me to just stay in the bed all the time. But he's been running up and down me and waking up and running around the bed and doing all kinds of weird things. I don't know what his problem is. I need to go into the backyard and get everything straightened out back there and get it all cleaned up and start taking him out now and letting him just run around in the yard and work himself up. So maybe he'll wear himself out like a kid, throw him in the backyard and just let him go. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't play. I don't need to. Let's put it this way. I don't need to play with a Ouija board or play with anything like that because I get them naturally. So, but
Yeah, that's
Ouija
what I'm trying to
boards are
say. When
very
you when you
bad.
when you add any kind of thing like that, and if there is something that's unclean there, it's just gonna take a strong hold over you.
Yeah,
If you, especially if using, Beelzebub cannot cast a Beelzebub, using items that are from the darkness, what are you gonna get out of it? You ain't gonna get nothing positive out of it. No positive results.
no,
It's something. It's just gonna stir up things, right? You're gonna catch activity like that. You're just gonna stir up things, but
yeah.
you ain't gonna get no. You know what are you gonna do? Are you gonna do pray tell the unclean spirits to go into the Ouija board? You know,
Yeah, get back in there.
get back in there. I know, I summoned you, but go back in there. You know. Now I got
I
a question for you, Sister Brenda.
What's that?
With the effects of having negative attachments on you, because you're dabbling in that, could they could that make you feel different?
Yes. If you have a negative attachment to you, um, for the most part, you might be able to walk around like you're fine, but it's going to affect you. And the longer that it's there, the more it's going to affect you. So, yeah, if you realize that you have a negative attachment, that's the best thing to do is to get rid of that, because it can also they can negative attachments not only make you tired, but they can make you sick. They can do all that stuff. You just got to get rid of them. They're no good to have.
In the military, well, there's a term for that. It's called dragging ass. That means
Yeah.
that you're slacking, you're behind, you're feeling in a slump, You feel weak, you feel drained, and you're trying to, you know, when they say in the military, double time to catch
Yep.
up with everybody. You feel like that's how you feel because it's the negative attachment that's on you is draining you
Yeah.
daily,
Yeah.
kind of like a succubus or incubus would do, right? Succubus, incubus can drain you through not getting the proper sleep, sleep paralysis, and stuff like that. And then you got other things that can drain you too. That they live in the woods. You got the dark shadow spirits that are out there. I guess tree sprites. Uh, Through the magical world, you got fairies and what's the other one's called?
The
The
pixies and the fays.
pixies that can drain your energy. Uh, or you're not careful, you can get stabbed in the Achilles like I did.
Yeah. By these
But
little
by a
things.
little duende, you know, I had to pull out the spear, little spear
Yeah.
on my Achilles, and ever since that day, I believe that's what caused the blood clot in my leg.
Could
You
be.
know, after that, that's when my blood clot formed, and still till this day, my Achilles hurts. You know, there's times that when I walk, it's like, oh man, I feel the pain. It feels like the spear's still stuck in there sometimes. You know,
Yeah.
so there's a lot of things that are out there in the woods that can attach itself to, especially where there's a source of water. Is energy. Water is energy. You know, it's one of the elements, and then you
Well,
got the limestone that stores energy.
I mean, I think that no matter where, look at the weird people in Walmart, and we come in contact with these people. You don't know what they have attached to them. That might be why they're acting the way they are when they're in the store. You got to be careful no matter where you go. It's almost like you need to sit there and pray when you get in your car, pray when you get out of your car, pray before you go in the store, pray when you get out of the store. I mean, everywhere you go, there's
Yeah.
nothing but just evil things.
So there's a lot of things, you know, that can happen. A lot of other possibilities that can have control over you to keep you confused. That's their main goal is to keep you confused, keep you isolated, keep you divided from everybody else. They don't want you to speak to anybody that can possibly give you some advice to try to help you
Right.
to overcome the sensation or the feeling that you crossed over somewhere else and that you came back, but you're not the same. That's what the demons do. They
Right.
attach themselves to you, and they make you think a certain way. They want separation. They don't want you to be united with anybody that can help you. They want you to be different than everybody else. That's what they do.
That's true. Hey, Sage.
How you
Hey,
doing,
how's it
Sage?
going? Yeah, it's going.
All righty, brother.
Yeah, yeah. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great.
Okay.
We
Something
just
about that
we just
that
talking
Walmart.
about. I was going to share a video of investigation, but we were just talking about, you know, if you're going to say a story, say everything you do. Just don't say one thing,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
because I
Exactly.
know the gentleman that they had PRT had on today. He's talked about he freely messes with Ouija boards. That has taken him to investigations in which we know what Ouija boards can do. They can, you know, attach themselves to you. The demons, unclean spirits can attach themselves to you
Yeah, that can open up a pathway.
they can make you feel that way.
Yeah,
Being in a slum, they can make you feel that you crossed over somewhere else, in which that's what they're doing. They're making you, they're separating you from people, you know.
yeah. I
And
I know someone that played with
that's why I
one.
said if you say a story, at least say the full story, you know, what you really
Yeah,
do, not
yeah,
just all across the portal. No, because
uh,
a Ouija board, can you say is a portal itself?
yeah. I got something that can relate to that. I
Go ahead,
had
brother.
a high school friend that got into smoking dope, got into smoking meth, and he went to Walmart. He set his car on fire and his clothes on fire out in the parking lot.
Oh,
Walked in there with a butcher's knife in his waistband, tried to steal something from it. Police got called. They tased him 19 times.
oh, geez.
Yeah, he wouldn't go down.
It cracks,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. Demonic possession, bro.
Well, demonic possession, but the crack itself,
Yeah.
it can affect the mind a certain way. If
Yeah.
it's
That
it's
methamphetamine.
open, yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard stories where there's guys doing the crack and stuff, and there's like 10 police trying to grab them, and they break the freaking handcuffs, but just
Hmm.
brute force, and they have to taste the hell out of them because the drug is controlling everything.
Oh yeah.
The
You
drug's
never
telling
know
you
what's
that
gonna suck your soul out of you and suck the energy out of you.
Oh,
the
jeez.
best bath salts. You remember that they were doing
Yep.
bath salts, and
Yep. K2 Spice.
it's like
ECP.
us-
Ew.
a female ran over to somebody, bit their cheek off
Yeah.
like a zombie.
Yeah. Brenda over here is hitting her vape. She's like, man, I got to hit my vape. They're talking about these drugs I used to have to deal with as a cop.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
the drugs, man. Those are side effects from medicine.
Zombies.
They've used that kind
Uh-huh.
of stuff in during
World War II.
yeah. But you
Yeah.
hear about stories of zombies in World War II,
Yeah. Yeah.
where but you know why there were? It's not that there were zombies; is they had no food in the front lines, fighting so
Yeah.
long that they were eating human flesh.
Oh,
Yep.
So by saying that, right, because they had no food in the front lines where the battles are happening, so they had to eat flesh of dead soldiers.
Yep.
I've heard the stories. So
Full blown
by
Donner
saying
Party.
that they had to eat human flesh, I got a question for you. Would they make it? Would that make them Wendigos? If they had to eat human flesh, was is a form of cannibalism?
Yeah. They would have the Wendigo spirit attached to them. Whether or not it fully consumed them and made them shapeshift or not,
So if they were
that's up
eating
to
the flesh,
speculation.
it had to be
But
right.
they had the spirit attached to them. Yeah.
well, they definitely would be considered cannibals.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Well, I see I don't want to disrespect him. He's not here no more, but he was from that time frame. He was my padrino when I was growing up. When I was a little kid, he was already old, and I would cut his grass and stuff like that. And I seen him; he was already up there in age, and I seen him get old, and he got very frail, got sick, and then he was already old, and he would get poop on himself and stuff like that. But then one time I went there to see how he was doing, and when I looked at him, what I seen was not him. What I seen was white eyes, like he was something else. Like when we talk about Wendigo, when you see people that's supposed to have Wendigoism, right, which is they've been in the woods or whatever, but the eyes were white, dude. They were rolled back white, and he was looking at me, and foam was coming out of his mouth and stuff like that. So I just went and told my grandmother there's something wrong with him. So she went over there. I don't know what she did or what, but when they moved and everything, I think he passed away. There's times that I would always feel a spirit in across the yard. There's an empty lot where they used to live. There was times that I hear somebody screaming from that area, and it seemed like to be him, my padrino, because I recognized the voice, but the way he was screaming was like a beastly yell, right? Like banging stuff. You could hear him banging stuff, but his house wasn't there no more. But I don't know. I would say if they're consuming flesh, they has some kind of have to have some kind of side effect like that, because you heard the stories of the people out there in the front lines where they did have to eat human flesh just to
Or
stay
like,
alive.
wasn't there a plane crash one time and
Yeah. In the
they,
Andes, the rugby players.
yeah, and the survivors, they would, like, if somebody passed away, they would eat that person and so they could survive until somebody found them.
Yeah,
So I
same
got
with
a,
the Donner Party.
so I got a question for you. Now that we know what the pizza parties are in Hollywood, do you think those individuals will be some form of Wendigos? or a
Oh, I
Wendigo
completely believe they
because
are.
they're eating human flesh.
I think they're all lizards.
Lizards.
Yeah, I think they're all reptilians.
I think all the adrenochrome they injected turned them into lizards. DNA
And
mutation.
the thing with the drugs, man, that's might just affects your brain, your brain cells. You know, it takes away from your brain cells. I mean, I've seen people OD that they're not here no more, and I've seen people that survived an OD, but they're not the same up in the head. You know, they're different.
Right.
Like they can talk normal. Their mind is like a sometimes the mind of a little kid, or they just caught up in that moment and
Yeah.
they can't advance and they can't think for themselves
Yeah.
because of the drugs.
Yep. Do you
No.
remember when they would have sheets of paper that they put acid on? They called it blotter paper.
Uh
Hmm.
huh.
Um, when I lived in California, I knew this kid, and he would get them, and he would make the blotter paper. He would sell them. Well, he was on a bicycle one day, and a cop was behind him, and he panicked. So he pulled over and he ate the last three whole sheets of paper that he had.
Wow.
He went on a trip and never came back. They had to put him in like a loony bin or a home, and all he did was walk around, bump into walls, and sit and mutter to himself. And this was a straight A student kid when this happened. Very smart person. Don't even know why he was doing what he was doing. He could have ended up in about another year or so, gotten him probably a really good job. And he did. He went on a trip. He never came back. He lived through it. He didn't die, but his mind was never the same. And he would mutter to himself, talking, and he would answer himself back. And it's almost he could hold a full conversation with nobody that was there. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know if he was seeing somebody and talking to them or what he was doing, but yeah,
Well,
stuff.
when the mind is that is it's not hallucinating.
Yeah,
And it's one of those things that it's a lifetime of they're never going to be the same ever again, not unless it's an act of of God or something. But yeah, they're never the same. I've known a lot of people like that.
yeah. It's
Me
sad.
personally, I chose not to do nothing like that. I mean, I'm not interested in I'm the type of person I don't do none of this stuff to solve my problems. I rather handle my problems head on. But there is a lot of people that run to that.
Hey, you
You've
know,
seen I've seen a video of the father that put a video of his daughter showing her as she was growing up, and then all of a sudden it says that somebody gave her fentanyl, and she's not here no more. You know.
my daughter's dad, um, he developed a really nasty drug habit, and he used to do heroin. And he was in Arizona, and he bought from somebody he didn't really know, and he died. And when they did his autopsy, they found a very high level of fentanyl in his body. And he didn't do that stuff, which means that when he bought it, it was mixed already. And he didn't know. He took his regular dose of whatever he did in heroin, and it was
Yeah, I've
had
heard of people
fentanyl in it.
dying of it being laced in the crack and being laced in
Yeah.
marijuana. People
Yep.
dying off of that.
Yep.
No, at one time they used to people had to watch out for like if you smoke weed to watch out for the pesticides they use where they were buying the drugs from Mexico and they were using all kinds of pesticides. So when the people would smoke it here, skin starts falling off their face like zombies and stuff because
Yeah.
of the pesticide that's in the in the marijuana.
Yeah. And they have the dispensaries now, and at least you know what you're getting when you go to those, because it's almost horrible that, I mean, doing drugs is not a good thing by any means. Don't let me don't let me think that I'm doing that, but it's horrible that you cannot do like you did back in the 80s and go buy $10 worth of weed and go home and smoke it, because nowadays you don't know what they're putting in it. I had a girl in high school that bummed a cigarette off of somebody. And apparently this guy used to dip like one cigarette into whatever drug it was he was doing. And he'd put it in his pack when it dried. And during the day he would light it, take one hit off of it, put it out, put it away. Well, this girl came up and bummed a cigarette from him, and he gave her the wrong one, and she smoked the whole thing and it killed her. So I mean, you can't trust anybody nowadays, whether it's purpose or accident. You still can't do it.
So
So
I got a question for you, Sage Cooley. If some whoever smoked, sometimes you start seeing shit, hallucinating. So, but when you wasn't taking the puff of for example, marijuana, for example, you wasn't seeing nothing. But when you start smoking the marijuana, you start getting the what do you call it, bloodshot eyes, and then if it's laced with something, you might be seeing other things, different colors and whatever. Um, I got a question.
Shoot.
When you're hallucinating, does it make it real?
I mean, I've never hallucinated off of weed. It would take a whole lot of weed for the psychoactive high to happen, but I mean, I've taken ecstasy and mushrooms before. I actually OD'd and went to the other side off of ecstasy.
Yeah, but I'm saying the events that happen while you're with the drugs in the system. With I mean, to you it might be real, but is it really real? The events that you might be witnessing while you got the drugs in your system.
Like for weed, like seeing a plate of brownies disappear. Yeah, that plate of brownies disappeared, man.
No, I'm talking about like for example, I've read it where people talk about. I think I had a guest here one time that he told me a story. He's seen a giant UFO and all this, right? But then towards the end of the story, and
he
I'm
was on
listening to him,
shrooms.
he said he was on freaking shrooms.
Yeah.
I said, well, that
Oh,
solves that one. You're
I mean,
hallucinating. You're seeing a UFO that because you're high on the shrooms is not really there.
I
Now,
mean,
I think the story would be validated if he wasn't on the shrooms,
right.
but he admitted he was on the shrooms.
I mean, hear me out here. We had shamans back in the ancient world. We had
True.
people doing drugs in Israeli temples and the Jewish temples. We had the Greeks with their oracles. We had Egyptians doing drugs,
That
and
was that would
we
be
we,
high.
we, we had a lot of people doing drugs and writing down their encounters. We had the
I'm just
anointing
saying, but
oil
it's
that
still
Jesus used was laced up with some drugs. So
Yeah, but back
m-
then
maybe
they were pure. They were, you know, probably weeds that were meant to have that. So, you know, if you
hallucinate.
sat there,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
I
why they
mean,
call them hallucinogens. But
who's to say that we can't sense another layer of another dimension or whatever
well, there's
when we're
that.
high on
uh,
mushrooms?
I don't know, man. I think it's a hallucinant, which is something that's not there. Now if you had a recording, somebody recording that shit, okay, this people going to do some acid. Yeah, there's a elder there from whatever tribe, and let's see if we can see a portal surface up out of nowhere. But if you just see people high as hell, and there's no portals, there's no kind of evidence like that, so that will mean that they're just
I
high,
mean,
high on the
maybe that's
drugs.
their spiritual experience while they're high on drugs and they're seeing it with their spiritual eyes.
It's different,
Hey,
the spiritual than being high. Because the spirit is a spirit, but then when you put drugs into the system, or even if you get drunk off your ass, you're drunk.
You know,
You,
Abe, up until 1937, everyone was using drugs. our grandparents, our great grandparents, even if they don't admit it, used to be able to order heroin, coke, weed, mushrooms through the Sears catalog. You used to go down to your local apothecary and you're caught, like everyone was, excuse my language, but everyone was fucking geetered out. You used to go down to your local apothecary and get freaking stuff that was laced up with morphine and cannabis. So everything that they were writing down could have been a morphine high back then. Coca-Cola back in the day had cocaine in it.
Yeah, it did when they first brought it out.
Like, people were drunker than shit for most of humanity. Most of bread, like Dante's Inferno, you know what Dante's Inferno is, right? One of the most prolific religious writings. You've never heard of Dante's Inferno?
I
Dante's
think he was
Inferno.
a guy that was doing drugs, wasn't he? When he was writing those books.
Dante's Inferno. So
Yeah.
he wasn't directly doing drugs, but all the bread back then had this thing called ergot in it. Ergot, when you synthesize ergot, you pull out LSD 25 out of it when you put it through a vacuum flask system.
Wow.
There
Okay,
you go.
so everyone back in the day, literally where the foundations of religion come from, mostly everyone was high as fuck having these religious experiences.
So we went from eating foods that had drugs in it to now
Yeah.
eating foods that has poison in it.
Yeah,
Well, we could win for losing, could we?
yeah, but you have to think a lot less people in the world are having visual religious experiences.
True.
Like everyone was having a religious experience.
I mean, when I was in high school, I took shrooms and swore to God I did every ride in Disneyland in 10 minutes. Did I? No, but it sure did seem like it. So,
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
Yeah. So let's say they didn't have all the necessary materials to grow clean wheat back in the biblical age, and Elijah's seeing all these freaking wheeled discs and the chariot on fire. Who's to say he wasn't high on ergot or mushrooms? Like, mushrooms, back in the dark ages, most people, when they were starving, they went out into the woods and they picked mushrooms and ate mushrooms. You know?
true.
There's I can't say that people aren't having a religious experience, that they aren't seeing something that's there. I mean, we call it hallucination according to science, but I feel like there's a lot of gatekeeping out there in the world that a lot of 1930s, 40s, 50s, 60s religious leaders didn't want people to have these experiences because they wanted to gatekeep the knowledge and gatekeep the people and keep the people in the pews.
So how
Because
about
if they went out and had these experiences, they wouldn't want to go back to church.
the ones that are the tweakers?
Yeah,
They're all
I think
bent over and freaking they look like the Matrix and they're freaking bent. Are they having a spiritual experience?
Jeez.
I think there's, just like with
I'm just
religion,
asking.
there's
Were they
good
bent over,
religions
they laid on
and
the
there's bad
ground?
religions.
They're bent all crazy. Are they having a spiritual experience?
So I think just like there's good religions and there's bad religions, there's beneficial highs and there's bad highs. I wouldn't ever recommend anyone
tweakers.
smoking fentanyl or meth.
No.
The tweakers,
But
the ones that you find in the parks and they're bent all crazy, contorted. You know,
I wouldn't ever convict or condemn someone for eating an eighth of mushrooms and smoking a quarter ounce of pot out in the woods with a drum and some good friends and some water.
Oh, wow.
but I'm talking about the tweakers that you see on
Yeah.
TV where they're bent
Oh,
over
yeah.
and they're all
Well,
crooked and shit.
yeah,
They're having a spiritual experience,
the
or
full
are they
fentanyl
tweaking?
junkies, they're
Yeah,
Or
probably
they tweaking?
possessed.
fentanyl junkies. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're probably possessed. But I
possessed
mean,
or the drug is got them contorted that way because they're in effect of the drug that they took.
I mean, possession is being under control of something bad, correct or wrong.
True.
But then
So
once the high comes off, they wake up from it, right?
I mean, they're still going to fiend for the next high. I haven't wanted to eat mushrooms or smoke pot in like a long time.
I'm just saying
Right.
that there's a difference
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
from somebody that's got the drugs in their system where the high goes away out of the body, they wake up, compared to somebody being possessed. It's
I think
two whole different scenarios.
I watched they have like the street cams in PA and Los Angeles down there on Skid Row. And it is so sad to me when you look and these people they are doing that. It's like they get so high they can't stand up straight. They have to like bend over and
Hmm.
hang there. How they don't fall on their heads and
Yeah.
kill themselves, I don't know. But
Sometimes they do.
I see a lot of them, and they're just standing there, just like they're leaned over. Go cop a squat somewhere and sit down if you can't handle standing up
Some
straight.
of them are twisted like a pretzel with their head on the
Yeah,
ground, holding them up, and you're like, how
Uh
the hell are they doing that?
I know, right?
huh. Hmm. Yep. Back in the day, you used to be able to smoke a bowl of weed and enjoy your stone high and eat a plate of
Yeah,
brownies
yeah.
and watch some Scooby Doo.
Well, the brownies also have a weed in them too.
Oh yeah, we used to make hash brownies all
Even better.
the time.
Even better. Keep it rolling. Keep the good times rolling.
Yeah, and like in Germany, they didn't have weed; they had
It's space
hashish.
cake.
Hashish.
Yeah, you guys had
You,
space
you
cake
see,
out
you
there that
see
you missed out
people, the
on.
Germans, in a park, in a big old circle jerk, but they're not circle jerking. They're
when
passing the hashish around,
when
smoking
Yeah.
hashish,
when
and it's a nasty smell.
I used to date that guy in California who was Arab, and they used to get tea from their country, and they called
Uh
it
huh.
my tea. Okay. And after I drank it, boy, I was just tired and ready to go to bed and felt so relaxed. And it wasn't until later that he told me, "You know why you feel like that?" I'm like, "No, why?" He said, "Because there's weed in the my tea that you're smoking."
Yeah.
I went, "What?"
Yeah. It's called Bahang.
Yeah, I had a job that they did drug testing. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, no, no, wait. I
This is the
used to just
Brenda.
think it was really good tea." Yeah, I was like, I would make it for them and we'd pass it around and everybody would take a drink and we'd
Even
just sit there and watch TV
the
and
little Jello shots that they sell nowadays. That people come sometimes and hey, you want some Jello shots? They be
yeah.
lacing them with stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You gotta
don't
be
take
careful.
anything from people I don't know ever,
Well,
ever, ever.
but yeah, in my state, I'm a current advocate for homegrown pot. Like I've been talking to legislators, lawmakers, senators, representatives. I've been trying to get homegrown pot legalized. Like I'm an advocate for mushrooms for PTSD.
You
Like
know,
I'm an advocate for certain things, as Genesis 1:29 said.
I
And what does
don't
Genesis 1:29 say? I create all seed-yielding herbs of the land, and they shall be for you to consume.
well, I don't have anything. I mean, my daughter smokes weed. I did when I was younger, but
Yeah,
my biggest problem with it being homegrown now is if you're not getting it from that person, other people will get it and lace it with stuff. That
yeah,
is the only problem with it. It has to go through some kind of business or it has to go through some place where they take control of it so that it isn't being laced and
They
handed
all,
out and people are
they all
dying.
got different
You know?
names to it. I think even Mike Tyson sells. I think it's called Purple
yeah.
Kush or something.
Oh
Purple
yeah, Purple
Kush.
And
Kush has been
Rick,
around.
Rick Flair's got his own brand of weed.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah, yeah. Willie
the
Nelson.
woo,
The
yeah,
woo.
the
Uh,
woo. Who that? Who that?
actually, even with dispensary weed, you gotta be careful. So the Chinese crime organizations have gotten into buying licenses for growing, and they'll take the weed out of the system, so it's not being tracked. They'll dust it with fentanyl and put it back in the system.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Okay.
up here
We're
the
the
tracking
United
system is broken.
States. We're the United States. And we need to keep our shit here. China needs to keep their shit there. Russia needs to keep their shit there. We all just need to stop
Well,
this interchanging bullshit.
we need to seal up the borders for 50 years.
Yeah, that we
Seal
do.
them up tight, nobody in, nobody out, 50
Yeah,
years.
at least.
And anyone that's here illegally gets kicked out in that 50 years.
Yeah.
Within 5 years, they all get kicked the fuck out. And anyone that's harboring them, mandatory 10-year prison sentence. Anyone that's employing them, mandatory 25 years prison sentence of forfeiture of everything they own.
Yeah.
Make the penalty stiff.
Have you guys heard about the little problem they're having with Mexico right now?
Mm-hmm. I'm paying attention to it. I have a lot of Mexicans near me.
We got to be careful. Jesse's got to be careful because apparently their main cartel guy was killed by their military.
Yep.
And they have exploded over there. They are causing havoc. They're burning everything. They're looking for hostages. And we had a lot of Americans over there that were on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
And they told them all to get out.
Is Jesse down there right now?
Stopped the place. He's out there in
Raymondville. He's in the Rio Grande Valley.
Yeah.
He's on this side of the border.
But they're talking about could this fight, because America needs to step in and help them. So could this fight bleed over to us?
Oh, 100%.
I think so.
So
it would be Texas.
All the drones that they drop down there.
Yeah.
The drone systems that they use.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I believe it. Hi.
How you doing?
Greetings. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, cool. Working.
Well, we got the ganja shaman here.
Yeah, we were just talking about weed and mushrooms.
Let's talk about it.
We were just talking about weed. You missed the whole conversation.
Yeah, I smoke a lot of weed, you know. I love weed.
When you smoke the ganja, does it take you somewhere spiritual?
I just roll one. I smoke
and that thing's bigger than a cigarette.
Yeah. Yes.
So, do you have where does it take you when you smoke the ganja?
You know what? He's a good person to ask that question to, Abe.
So do you see things spiritually when you're into the ganja compared to when you're normal, or is it just a high?
No, you see, everybody is different. Everybody react different to it. You know, it's the same with alcohol. It's depending how you are inside, because it just amplify what you have inside. You know.
Yeah.
Some people get heart problems, you know, so it's not for everybody. Some people need to take it in oil form, for example, and not smoke it, you know. Yeah. But no, I don't see things, or, you know, when I smoke, I just ground. It grounds me, you know. I think a lot, so it grounds my energy, you know. Oh. But if I've done mushrooms or LSD, acid, that's different. Yeah. And I always had positive experience on it, you know, because when you do it, you have to know, okay, the people you do it, do you trust them, you know, and do it with people that you trust, and turn your phone out and have a good music on, positive music, or be in nature, you know, and yeah, it's going to be a positive experience then.
Yeah.
Are you like the guy from Young Guns? I think it was Young Guns 2 when he says, was it Young Guns or Young Guns 2 when he says, I'm in the spirit world, asshole, when they're doing the peyote?
Peyote. That's masculine. That I know about. That's a Native American, because that's North America. In South America, you have San Pedro and ayahuasca. And in Africa, you have ibogaine. It's also DMT. Only the peyote is different, but the San Pedro, ayahuasca, and ibogaine, they all contains, the main ingredient is DMT.
Yeah, the peyote has got like acid, is like LSD and stuff like that in it, I think.
Mescaline. It's mescaline.
I think there was an old lady that got busted. She had a field and she had a property, and all in her property she had nothing but peyote plants. And so she needed the peyote for her to kill her pain in her body.
Yeah,
I bet. And the busted her. It was a field of peyote, man.
She needed that whole field.
Yeah, there's cactus. There's a cactus, a small cactus plant.
Yeah, it's a cactus, but it's got the drug in it, so it's illegal.
Yeah.
Should have said, "Look at where I live. That grows freely." That's not my field.
They took a picture of the old lady with a field full of peyote, man.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
That happened in South Texas,
Oh,
Rio Grande Valley.
yeah, the natives been using that in a long time. In the
She said
Caribbean
she,
here, they also have a plant contains DMT, but that information was lost to the native. But in the plant is called a yopo, and there's also a spiritual DMT plant. So I see in each region of the planet there's a plant that contains DMT for spiritual practice.
Hmm. Interesting. Wow.
Mother Nature provides everything.
It's
You know,
almost like God created it that way.
so
yeah,
Brother Morgan says
and-
peyote is not illegal if you're native to use.
yeah. For every disease, there's a herb for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I live
my
where mushrooms grow
grandmother,
wild.
she used to cure with, well, the medicine woman, curanderas, that cure nothing with herbs, man. That things from the wild, Mother Nature itself.
I think we go in that direction. A lot of people are looking for natural plants, natural ways, and abandoning the pharmaceutical cartels.
Well, see, that's all drugs are. All drugs are like herbal drugs are alkaloids from the plants. And if it's not made from petroleum, the pills, it comes from a botanical, no matter what. So a lot of the spite on plant drugs comes from like the 1930s Rockefellers, the Illuminati, the Satanists, and all of them that took the power away from the people and the homesteaders and the botanicals and the shamans and demonized it. That's when all the hate started, was in the 1930s and 40s.
Yeah, he bought out the scientists, school funded everything, and turned the curriculum into their shit.
Yep. Alexander is probably one of the most educated guys on this topic.
I
Like
know.
it's. I mean, just by his education, like this man is a very educated man, and like the Rockefellers literally took a lot of like the old school doctors and told them that if you do not use our drugs, we're gonna
Yeah.
fire you, we're gonna fine you, and we're gonna throw you in prison if you ever dare to use plant medicine.
Yep.
And now look at people. People are fucked up on fentanyl. And what's fentanyl? Pill medicine, pharmaceutical medicine. OxyContin happened too.
Yep.
No
Literally
different than the
stealing the souls out of
hospitals.
people.
The
Yeah,
little
that's
emblem
the
that the
big
doctors
problem.
wear and the nurses wear, with the snake.
Mm-hmm.
The fentanyl, I heard that was coming from Mexico. There's a big problem with Mexico. Mexico is a
Mm-hmm.
real war zone right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the cartels. The cartels are not so good, and they've been causing terror there for a long time. It's now it got to a boiling
Well,
point.
not just the cartels you have to worry about. It's all
Yeah.
the other people. You remember, you got the brujas and brujos
Yep.
that live there too, down there. So yeah, there's a lot of wicked shit over there, man. You got the cartels and you got evil people. That believe in other stuff that you have to worry about. Like what is that? The powder that like there used to be this powder that they can blow it on you, and it hits you in the eyes. Next thing you
Oh.
know, you're like in a coma for about a whole week. What is that called?
Um.
I know
The
Shit.
what
voodoo
you're talking
They were
about.
they were
and,
mailing it. They were
and
mailing
brujos.
it every anthrax.
No, I'm
No,
not talking about anthrax.
that's a natural plant in Colombia. In Colombia, they use that a lot. They can tell you to do things, and you will have no memory of it.
That's what
What?
we use down there in the valley that I remember. Is they hit them with some powder, and next thing you know, the person is not acting themselves. They're acting like a whole different person.
Oh,
It's a drug of the plant. Imagine somebody dying and they're not dead because they're in a coma, like because of the powder that was blown on them. And everybody thinking they're dead because it brings down your heart rate to very very low,
Wow.
that is barely beating. Barudunga, the devil's breath.
Oh yeah, the devil's breath. That I think is was called. Yeah, that sounds familiar. I think it's called the devil's breath. Yeah, I was just looking for it.
Wow. Yeah, there's just too much going on. They've been also people have been picking up money off the ground in
Oh,
like
we
grocery
lost somebody
stores.
here.
Sage Cooley.
We lost Brother Sage.
Oh,
But
see,
they've been putting stuff on money and people go pick it up in a parking lot. You know, you see a $20 bill sitting there on the ground. What's the first thing they're going to do? They're going to pick it up. And whatever fentanyl or whatever they're using, it's been absorbing through the skin and been hurting people. It's been bad.
yeah. But now with what Trump is doing, it has slowed down almost completely the fentanyl coming into the U.S. You know.
Yeah, it is doing a lot better.
Mm.
They're still getting it.
A lot of people passed away, man.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
What I
I got a
heard.
question for you. I got a question for you. Were they doing that intentionally to take out as many as Americans as possible?
Of course.
Yeah, I heard that.
When the fentanyl started coming through the United States, who was in charge?
Biden. Well, probably Obama, because I think they've been doing that for a while. Just
Obama,
nobody has said it.
Obama, and Biden. But when it came through the most was when Biden was in power. When they brought down
Oh
all the
yeah,
borders.
yeah, the open border.
Yes.
That everything went up. The drugs coming in and human trafficking, child trafficking.
That, guns, everything.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's also a big problem. Human trafficking.
Yep.
During the Biden administration, about 400,000 children went missing,
Yep.
but ICE found about I think half of them
Yeah, like 15, 1,600 of them.
or more.
The
I think
question, the
It would have
question
been
is,
more now.
where did they find them?
in
Well, they were,
centuries in cities. A lot, most of them was in century cities.
yeah, other countries they found them too. And well, Russia, when they went after Ukraine, they found underground, they found a bunch of kids from Russia, kids from America, all underneath there. You know,
Oh yeah,
these,
interesting. You know about that?
oh,
Yeah,
yes.
that's what I understand too. That there was a Ukraine, because Ukraine has a big history. It was called Khazaria, and those people were also, you can say, in sacrifice, satanic people, and put it that way. And Ukraine is a big money laundering place, human
Yep.
trafficking. Also, they
Yep.
discover a lot of lab with adrenochrome.
Yep.
That is also another problem.
Oh yeah, they found kids in there on hospital beds knocked out where they were taking their blood. Um, you know, and here it is. I feel for any military that has to go in and find, especially if they're fathers or mothers, and they find these kids in these conditions and they have to bring them out. I mean, it's hard on them. I give them big kudos, you know. Even ICE has been finding kids, and they've been, this isn't the only time they've done it. They were finding them before, all
And
over
a
the
lot of these kids
place.
are from Mexico, right?
Some from Mexico, some from other countries. Countries trade kids. That's how kids go missing and you don't find them because they're not in this country anymore. And whenever a kid goes missing, it doesn't get posted worldwide. It only gets posted in your country or your state. So nobody thinks about going, huh, maybe I should go over to Germany and see if I can find my kid or another country. People don't think like that. But we get kids from Mexico, from China, from everywhere. Every time a kids are taken, they're sent to different countries so you don't find them.
But
Hmm.
who's running the show is the bigger question. Is the should come on? The government's got to know about this.
Well,
Who it
a
is?
lot of the government does know. There's even parts of the
Yeah.
military that are involved in it. You know, I mean, it's been a big organization, and you know what? Guess what? they were doing this type of stuff in the 1700s, in the 1800s. They've been doing this for a very long time. This is nothing new. Um,
And they made money off of that too, smuggling them. The
yes, they
people.
sure do.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
there's a big bucks in it. Oprah Winfrey is one of them.
Oh, she's
Uh,
bad.
Hillary Clinton, I don't think they want to see her in the Caribbean. They will kill her if she comes to the Caribbean.
Yeah,
Because she's also involved in that human trafficking,
there are
child
the
sacrifice.
And not just,
Rothschilds, the
not just human
Rockefellers.
trafficking, they're killing children as human sacrifices.
Yep,
Yes, I
yep.
know that. Yeah, it goes deep. Most you see, there's a spider web around the world, a network of them. They all work together. I
Yep.
found that out in 2012. They have people in every position. There needs to be a reform. I,
Lawrence, Michael Aquino is the one who actually brought Satanism into the military. That's a bad man. My uncle worked with him, which is why I don't speak to my uncle anymore. But um, but yeah, even a lot of our government, um, the Pentagon is the worst. Honestly, I think we can do without the Pentagon. They just need to get rid of it.
now
It
the
ain't no
one
good, anyways.
there's some good people there, same with the FBI and CIA, but yeah, the whole thing needs to be reformed. Actually, it needs to be
Huh,
reformed, all of it. The
yeah.
education, the medical system, everything. I think this year, now we're in the fire horse year, and in every fire horse year, big things happen. It comes every 60 years, and I expect this year big changes to happen, like with earthquakes, weather changes.
I think
Yeah,
they're going to slide us into another reset.
yeah,
So
that
everybody
could be.
just needs to remember where they come from because, yeah, they've been doing that. That's where we lost Tartaria, and that's why we had mud floods, and that's why they do resets all the time.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
just
But this is a
usually,
financial reset for control. But I
oh,
don't
yeah,
think they're gonna succeed. I don't think they're gonna succeed. I know we already won. The light has already won. We are just playing it out. That's it.
yeah. Well, and Trump is not going to be around for a whole lot longer. So people just need to not worry when that happens. Basically, he is playing his part in this thing, but ain't nobody really ever seen the real Trump for quite a while. You don't see him. There's four of him, and you don't see him because he actually stays someplace where he's very well protected. So I mean, the man should have dropped out a long time ago and just let the government deal with their bullshit. But he says enough is enough, which I agree. I think that we need to shorten our government. I don't think it needs to be as big as it is. I think we need to have timelines on everything. These people get too comfortable in their seats and they make way too much money. They take a week off because they want to shut down the government. They're off for a week or two, but they're still getting paid. I think what they should have done was taken their pay away from them also
And
because it's ridiculous.
put term limit
Term
also, and
limits.
no insider trading, all of that.
Yep. Oh, well, they're not supposed to be doing that anyways, but obviously Nancy Pelosi forgot that rule.
Yeah, no, it's rules for thee, not for me. You
Yeah.
know, and
Yeah.
also people that comes in the government. Well, Graham Hancock suggested that they should take 10 ayahuasca session before leading the country, but also people that come there that are not associated with other countries' agenda, that are pro-America, pro the Constitution. Because I see there's a problem now with the Muslims in America
Oh,
taking leading position. So look what's happening in England or Europe with the Muslim there, that they want to imply their Sharia law. I look into those. that
Somebody
religion.
said that Trump said today he may not be much, or was it AI? Everything's AI
Did he?
nowadays.
I mean,
That's
I
what the
know,
Ronin said. Ronin said right there.
I know because
Will
of
not be
a,
around much
I
longer.
know because of a personal reason, but was that said on did he say it to the news people when they caught him outside to the
You talking
media?
about the Epstein files, or you talking about the relation, the thing he had with that girl, uh, relationship? I don't know. Shit.
No, 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 no. I know that whole family. Um, I get things sent to me from Baron all the time. He sends me bears, and he sent me a flag, and so I know for a fact that, and I don't know when they're going to go ahead and pull him, but I know that they're going to. But if he announced it today that he may not be around much longer, I'll probably give him until the end of this year. Then
But he just got. How long has he been president? This time around.
he never really left after 2019, because if you remember correctly, they didn't have a handover. He said that they were taking the power away from the government and giving it back to the people. Okay, so he stayed in certain control, but he let dumbass and the rest of their regime go ahead and run and do what they were going to do. So the people knew exactly what they were up to. But
Yeah,
he never gave up control of the military.
no, I heard that too. He was the president. He became the president of the republic, and this had to happen with Biden in office because it awakened a lot of people up. People
Yeah.
saw how shit it can turn with the Democrats, open borders, everything for the illegal immigrants, nothing for the veterans or the American people self.
They
So
fell
that had
for it.
to
Yeah.
happen to wake people up.
If you go into, like, if you went into Fort Hood, Abe, where they have, at the visitor center, they have pictures down the hallway where they go, and it's the pictures of all the presidents. Okay, they never had a picture of Biden up there.
Oh, really?
Never. Nope. Matter of fact, they have two of Trump.
But didn't they say that the all this stuff Biden won was rigged up? They cheated.
Yeah, and the Epstein, you're talking about the Epstein files, they finding out he was taken out 2019.
Yeah, but because the Biden that we've had has not been the real one, and it's not the real Biden. First of all, the real Biden, he was a service guy, okay, and he used to have tattoos. He was a Navy guy. He had a Navy tattoo on his arm. Well, do you remember when they were doing the C-19 stuff,
Yeah.
and he did it supposedly in the White House, which he was never there? That guy's arm was hairy, and there was no tattoo.
Mm,
No,
okay. Yeah, yeah,
Biden never had hair on his arms. I've seen pictures of him when he was with Obama, and he was wearing wife beaters, and
Uh,
he never had
Is
any
it
hair
true?
on his arm
I
and
heard
a
that
tattoo.
they're getting killed,
Yeah, in
executed.
2019. 2019.
yeah.
Who
Firing
executed them?
firing squad at
Yeah,
Gitmo.
Hillary, I heard she was hanged. I don't know if you have any information on that, Brenda.
She was, and it took forever to get her to die. But the
Yeah,
one that
yeah,
the
Who?
one that's out there now, Hillary, the one that's
Hillary
out
Hillary.
there
Clinton?
now is not her.
Who
Yeah,
killed them? Our government for treason?
Yes, yes,
yes,
crimes against humanity, actually.
yes. There's a group, you see. This a lot of people don't know, but I think Brenda, you will know. You, there's a group called Q, you can say, and there's other groups out there too, and they're working behind the scenes and fighting against
Well,
the cabal.
Now let me clear that up. When
Okay.
Q was first done, it was years ago. Q was created back when JFK died. Okay.
Yeah, I heard this
And
before that, but yeah.
but there's some now that are doing, putting things out. You got to be very careful with them because they're not ones that will communicate with anybody. The only way that you can get their stuff is if you, at first it was going through 4chan, and they had to stop going through 4chan. So Q is its own separate little entity, and it is a secret government. Anons are people who find the evidence, have the stuff that they send, breaks down all the numbers, and finds all the hidden codes in what they're putting out. Anons are what they call keyboard warriors, is what they call them, because you're online and you're doing all this stuff. But Q was with um, it started after JFK died, because there were some really good people who found out that the government was really bad, because the government hired mafia to take out JFK. Okay. Also RFK and
Yeah,
MLK.
yeah, coordinated by the CIA. But yeah, no, I
Yes.
heard with the
And
Q was
they
something ancient.
and they and they all went under the royals. The royals were the ones that wanted JFK taken out, because JFK and the bankers, um, Morgan and all of them, JFK wanted to bring back the gold backed standards, where all of our money was backed by gold and silver, precious metals. But nobody wanted that to happen, because if that happens, the government goes broke because they steal our money all the time. The big banks, the big bankers, and that's what they're trying to put down now.
Oh yeah, and then
Yeah.
also he wanted to shatter the CIA. You know, in
Yeah,
different people.
they still do need to get rid of them. They're
Yeah.
involved in everything. Tell me why the CIA inside of the Pentagon has to have a room for Hollywood.
Oh well, yeah, they control Hollywood also. They invested in that with
A lot
predictive
of the
programming and all of that.
a lot of
But
the
what
movies, yeah, and a lot of the movies that they made or that they make, they explain a lot of things that are happening now. Movies that they made a while ago are explaining what they happen now, because they know. They push
predictive
this.
programming?
They push it. They
Yeah.
control it. They push it. The media, all of the media lies. The
Oh yeah, that
media,
kind of.
the media does. I don't watch any news at all. I stay clear away from them.
So
Well, they piss me off.
what people are dead? You said Biden is dead and Hillary got killed.
Yeah,
Hillary.
Hillary also, the Obamas.
How about
Well,
Bill?
the one thing I know that was he because he was running against Hillary for the senator in New York,
Are you
and he
talking
found
about JFK Jr.?
yes, and he found out that Hillary had a plan to take him out,
Oh
and
yeah.
he went on the ground with
Yep.
his and the sister with the Q. He's also one of the people of the Q, what I understand, and
Yep.
he's working behind the scenes.
This when
But
he planned
all-
that the plane crash, like he died in the
yeah,
plane crash.
Yeah. He
yeah,
wasn't. He wasn't in that plane. They found out about it. Um. Also, Charlie.
He's still
Charlie's
alive.
Charlie's still alive. He's not dead.
That
Anybody
was
who knows anything about guns, if
yeah.
you get shot and it goes through and it comes out your jugular, there is going to be blood everywhere, because every time that heart beats before it stops, it gushes the blood out. That man had an awfully white shirt, even when they carried him and put him in the car.
That was all Hollywood.
Yes,
Hollywood.
yeah.
every single bit of it.
I heard Michael Jackson is also alive behind the scenes.
He's getting old. They need to do something with him. But Tupac's also still alive. Um, There's a lot of them. There was 900 people that went into a witness relocation because of all this stuff. Because they were taking them out. You know,
Yeah.
if they stepped up and they said anything, because Hollywood, along with Hollywood, you also have the corruption in music, and they were all together, and everything is controlled by the CIA.
It's a certain group of people. I can mention the Bilderberg group is one of them.
Bilderberg,
Yeah.
Rothschilds, Rockefellers,
Yeah.
Orsini's, yeah, very.
Fernasi, all of them.
Mhm.
Yeah. The Black Pope, Grey Pope.
Yep, yep.
Uh,
Somebody
yeah.
says I think Charlie was murdered in the van.
No, he's actually still alive, Law.
Yeah.
He's
That's
still
what
Somebody
alive.
said,
I
what
heard
about
too.
Britney Spears?
Who? That I
Who?
don't know.
Britney
Britney
Spears?
Spears.
I don't even know what the hell they're thinking with her, because even the one that is walking around like her now don't even look like her.
I,
Eh,
I,
eh,
I could have been an eliminator because I know she exposed the cloning facilities in one of her music video. I know
yeah,
they're deep into cloning also. You know,
yep,
yeah,
yeah.
those deep.
There's a lot going on. When I first started working with Chad would ask me questions. So the one thing I said to him was, do this. I want you to think to yourself that the world is nothing but a stage. Nothing is what it
I'll be right
appears
back.
to be. Okay. Nothing is what it appears to be. And there's a lot of people when they start showing, I mean, there's stuff happening now that I knew about 6 years ago. Okay. So when things come out, it is really going to floor a lot of people. A
Yeah,
lot
I'm
of
happy
people.
it's happening because I've been awake from a long time, and I was protesting with the Occupy Wall Street in 2012, and so from 2011, 12, and now I can see clearly there's an awakening happening. There are more people are asking questions, doing research.
I grew up with this because my uncles and my dad, my grandfather, everybody was in the military. And when I was 5 years old, I was taken to the White House because my uncle had some business to do there. And I knew how bad George H.W. Bush was since I was little, because he sexually assaulted me and almost killed me.
Damn.
So I know that there are a lot of things that go on. And anything that I hear, I check first. I'll do my research, but a lot of times when I hear things, I know it's true. You know, I've been involved in this stuff in my life and grew up knowing this stuff, like with my dad, all of my life. All of my life. So it's a matter of time. And,
No, but it
you
is
know,
happening dark to light. Everything that's in the dark is now coming to light. With adrenochrome, the human trafficking, child trafficking, dark rituals, all of it is going to be exposed.
yeah,
And we're going to be building on a new foundation that's not corrupt or satanic base.
right.
That I see happening, and we're going that direction. Like in Europe right now, the people there are starting to rise up with the Islam problem there with the stupid Sharia law. So there's
Yeah.
a spiritual battle happening around the world right now.
I'll tell
Yes.
you, our governor wrote it into our thing that it's Sharia law is outlawed here.
But
But
but the Abbott. But I found out Abbott, one of his biggest donor, is a Muslim. In a year, I think it's in Dallas.
that was
They
a
have
while
what?
ago.
Well, no, that is coming out now,
Oh,
and he
okay.
got paid by a Muslim, and there's the how I think the in 1 year the 100 mosque was built there, in
Yeah,
Texas.
they stopped it.
No, they stopped the what was called the one city the
Oh,
oh Epic
yes.
City.
Yes.
That's what they stopped. But
Yeah.
the mosque, I don't know. The mosque
Well,
they
they
expanded real fast.
they said that they have stopped. Well, they're trying. Anybody who tries to buy property to build on with them or the organization that they were involved in, um, they're not allowed to buy any more property.
Yeah, the
They're
Muslim
they're
Brotherhood.
they're stopping them.
Yeah,
Um, and then Abbott just put in that the Muslim Brotherhood is considered a terrorist organization here in
yeah, I don't
Texas.
trust him. But
Yeah.
it is good that but I don't trust him. He seems like a rhino.
You have to watch him, like he will do what the people want here, or his ass is out, because we'll get rid of him really fast. The problem with it is we have to keep reelecting him, because the people that run against him, we know that they definitely are bad.
Oh,
And Abbott,
Democrats?
some of them are Democrats. There was one guy who, he's an actor. He keeps trying to run. Oh God, what is his name? I can't remember his name, but he's a younger guy, but
Um,
he's an idiot.
McConaughey?
Yes,
McConaughey?
there you
Something?
go. That's him,
Yeah.
McConaughey. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No. Because anybody that comes into Texas and says, I think we have to have strict rules on gun owners, get the hell out. Not here.
But that's the thing. That is good. The people there need to stand their ground, because that's how they take over, is to disarm the people.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And I have a friend that lives in Australia, and he turned around and he told me that too. I hope you guys don't ever give up your guns, because we did, and now we have nothing to defend ourselves with.
Exactly.
And I said, "Oh, that won't happen here." That's why I won't. He used to tell me all the time he wanted me to move to Australia, and I'm like, "Nope, can't take my guns. I'm sorry. I'm not going anywhere."
Yeah, Australia is yeah, not so good. There's the same shit with England, also with the Muslim takeover. But at least, like I see Andres, hey Andres, in the chat says with the Japan and China, Muslim have to bury their dead back home because they won't allow their culture there to invade. I know Japan went hard with the Muslim. They're not allowed to pray on the street because they do that to show dominance. It's in their
Yep.
stupid book. And they want to implement Sharia law, and the rate now in Europe has gone way up exponentially. That is, they allow that in their stupid cult religion. It's not it's more a cult, a
Well,
political cult.
I have a friend that lives in New York, and she is not having a good time right now. Matter of fact, they started talking about how, because of Sharia law, and they think dogs are dirty, so people need to all get rid of their dogs, need to be euthanized. The hell?
But that's how
What?
they are. They're stupid because they say that is haram, which is bad, but halal is you can sleep with a 6-year-old girl and marry a 9-year-old girl, like their prophet. You can enslave people. What else? And they
Women.
have,
Women
yeah,
are property to them.
yes,
Women do
exactly.
not have any rights, and you have to stay covered up. And these stupid people that are protesting to keep them and think that it's wrong, they're dumb. Do they not realize that, okay, so they protest and everybody stops their shit and they can stay? Those people with the pink and purple hair, they're the first ones they're going to kill.
Yeah, they don't know that.
They're
I
dumb.
don't know, brain dumb, brain dead.
Yeah.
Or people in America asking for socialists and communists. I live between a socialist and a communist country. I
Looks
talk with
good
the
on
people there.
paper, but it doesn't work in the real
It
life.
never work. It never
Nope.
work. You know.
Nope.
So people asking for that haven't lived in a socialist or a communist country or Islamic country.
Yeah.
Look what's happening in Africa, Nigeria. The Christian there are being prosecuted. Also in Mozambique, in Libya, they have black peoples there in chain. The Arab Muslim, and they talk about the European slave trade. What about the Muslim slave trade, the transatlantic slave trade that
Yep.
began what 500 years or more before the Atlantic slave trade, and continued till the 1960s, 90. Because in 1962, they were still having black people in chain in Mecca, in Saudi Arabia. So
Yep.
this, and they're still doing that. That's part of their culture, you know. They see us they're the chosen people or some shit, you know. But yeah, and people don't know that. That's the thing. We don't get that in school. Like the first war that America was in was the Barbary Wars, and that was because the Barbary Empire was enslaving Americans and taking their ship in the early 1900s. That you don't get in school, you know. So yeah, there's a but people are waking up too. I saw people in Europe are waking up. I know France. Oh yeah, France and New York. You mentioned New York. New York and France was founded in a rat year. All right. Now we just entered the fire horse year. The rat and the horse are enemy. So New York and France are gonna go to shit this year.
Oh
It's gonna
yeah.
go bad. This is just the beginning. I think it's gonna be a revolution in France, the way things are going. And
Yeah.
Israel are also funded in a rat year, so they're also gonna get hit this year. Israel, that I know.
All I can say is now, today, I don't know how Abe feels about it with the military, but now, today, I am so glad I don't do the job that I used to do, because I wouldn't be able to hold my cool right at this point. There is no way. I'd have went off like a little firecracker, because just the way things are right now, I give big props to the military for putting up with the stuff that they're having to put up with, because there's a lot of them going through a lot of stuff that they really shouldn't have
They
to.
get rid of a lot of people, a lot of all the transgenders.
Oh, that's
They
good.
got rid of
Abe,
thousands of them.
I have a friend that was in the military with this guy who, when he was off work, he was out of uniform and wearing a dress. Do you know that they were doing a field exercise, and this guy was standing there, had his rifle sitting up against a truck with a mirror while he was brushing his hair, trying to look good, and talking about how he thinks that he should have put makeup on before they went out there.
A guy?
Uh-huh.
Huh.
And he looked at him and said, I can see this. You don't come anywhere near me when we're at war, because you would put your rifle down just to go and get your hairbrush.
Yeah, they feminize the man. There's something also in the water that all that's attacking the hormones.
You know,
And yeah,
I have gay male friends, and they're perfectly fine. They keep it all in their bedroom. They keep it to themselves. They don't agree with a lot of this crap that's going on. They can't stand it. They cannot. But when they are so flamboyant about it, they want to shove it down your throat, and you should do as I do and accept me, and you better accept me, and I have to be accepted, or it's it should be against the law. Yeah, kiss my ass.
no,
Move
but
on.
that's the thing, no. We have to accept it,
Yeah, no.
but they don't accept themselves as they are. They try to be something else, so they don't accept their self, the true self, but they want us to accept the
I
fake
know
self.
my
Okay.
my job in the military, in the front lines, and being a tanker, was to train my soldiers to be able to survive an offensive or defensive in combat. And if I see that one of the soldiers was weak, then it was my job to make him tough. So
Mm.
basically, what I'm saying is,
Try
yeah,
that now. They hold up a red card.
if I would have had the guy with a freaking mirror, I would have grabbed the mirror, broken the mirror in little pieces, then grab
I
him, pick
would
his
have.
ass up, and rough him around, slap him around till he threw a punch at me, till he man up. Get the man out of him. Once he man up and throws a punch at me, I might do a
And
little bit more work on him to toughen him up, slap him
Yeah.
around till
when
he
I
shows me the man side of him. Once I see that the warrior side
oh
of him, the warrior side of them, then it's like, okay, I'm doing my job because
I
that's my job is to train them that way. So
I
I will get that other personality or unclean spirit out of them, but beating the crap out of them
I
because
have
we're
had
supposed to do a job together. If he's part of my company or my platoon, it's my job to man him up.
yeah.
Even I
I
knew a guy that was he had 7 sisters and he was the only boy, and freaking he was kind of feminine because he acted like a woman. So I would mess with him every freaking day till one day he just punched me in the freaking face. Boom. And then I was like, that's all you got, and you throw a couple of more blows to it. That's what I'm talking about, and I mess with him so he can man up
yeah.
because he can be all this out there in a combat environment. You got to be ready to freaking fight, and I want him to see that other side of him. Once I got the other side of him, I never messed with him again because
You
he showed
know,
me that he was capable. He's capable of the time. It's time for the nitty gritty. He's ready to step up. You know what I'm saying?
yep. When I was working, there was a couple times I was faced with some of these men that just I don't know what they were thinking. Maybe their pantyhose were too tight. I don't know. But there were several times that I've had these type of men try to bow up on me, and I will stand there and look at them. And my old partner used to look and say, "Dude, her dick's bigger than yours. You need to walk away. She will beat you." And I would just sit there and I would think to myself, how did these people go into the military? How do they pass everything they've got to pass? Half of them can't even speak and pass the ABAT test. What are they doing? you know, I don't know how they even got some of them in there. I don't. I think that they just went in there and said, "Hey, I think I want to join the army," and they're like, "Okay, here's your uniform, go." Nah,
Yeah, and it's me, whatever the government they got. But me being in my platoon, if that person is part of my a platoon that's going to go to combat, well, it's my job to toughen them up. That's
where'd
what my
Alex
duty is.
go? We lost
I don't
Alex.
know, but that's what I would do. I'll freaking toughen them up. If I had to
Yeah,
freaking show them how to fight and slap them around, I would do. Not because of how should I say what they like. It's about me making them into a combat soldier.
yeah. They signed up for a job,
So
not
the
just a place
colonel
to
will come
sit.
down on me. The colonel will come down and say, "Hey, Sarge, I need to talk to you. You need to lay down on this person because he said that you told him he was he was homo he was gay." And I never said that. I said, "No, he's lying to you, sir." It was this young guy that he went AWOL. So he said the reason that he went AWOL is because I said he was gay, and I never said that to him. The reason he
Wow.
went AWOL is because he was messing with a minor, with a female minor. She was like 16, and the mother of the girl came looking for him, saying she's. I said, "We know he's AWOL, blah blah blah. You need to keep him away from my daughter and all this stuff." And then he was gone for about a month, and finally, they found him, and then he tried to blame me instead of the real reason was what he did. So when I seen him, I said, "Okay, sir, I won't mess with him no more." So I looked at him and I said, "Hey, what's up, Joto?" I said, Joto means gay. Joto means like male gay or maricon.
Yeah.
And I called him that because I wanted to kick his ass for him lying about me. I wanted to really hurt the guy, but the colonel told me not to do nothing to him. But if it was up to me, man, that I would have given him the ass whooping I wanted to give him for
I
lying
don't
about me.
I don't know when it was that the military just started going really soft. Like I had a friend who took off
During
from the military.
the time frame of the tail hook and tail or fish and hook, or
I don't
you remember
know, but
when they were had that operation hooktail or a hook and something where there was on Fort Hood, where the 21st replacement is.
Yes.
Right beside there used to be a gas station,
Yep.
and there was some restrooms. And they had an operation where they had cameras in there in that restroom, and there was a lot of high rank officials from the 3 Corps that would go there, and they were doing homosexual acts. So a lot of high rank people got busted there. High rank, low rank. They will go into the restroom to do that during the day. So a lot of people get busted. I can't remember the name of the what do you call it? The operation, but he had something with a hook, and they busted a lot of people, and they put them out of the military. I think that's when they were kicking people out, but then something happened where, and I think when they became that they started allowing, I think it was Obama that started all that shit at,
Probably.
at
I,
his administration,
I
because
know
I
that.
mean he's married to Michael.
Yeah. I know that when I had a friend that was in the military and he went AWOL, but he was with me. He stayed at my house. And I would sit and talk to him and tell him, Moose, you got to go back. You can't just do this. And so one day he said, "All right, let's call and let him know." So I called and I said, "Yeah, I've got this soldier. His name is so and so, and he's been AWOL, and I have him, and we would like to bring him in." Do you know what they told me? Well, his unit is out in the field right now, so just keep him with you until they get back, and then you can bring him back. I said, "Do what?" So I told
Wow.
him, "You're under house, you're grounded here until they come back from the field." And we called him Moose, and Moose used to go on walkabouts. I would wake up in the morning and he would be gone, and nobody knew where he was. And then 3 days later, he would show up like at my job, or he would show up somewhere else. I told him, I can't keep him here. Are you guys crazy? He goes on walkabouts. That's how he ended up here in the first place when he left the military. And he came back from Iraq and he was so messed up in his head that he just really needed some help. And the military is where he should have gotten it. But no. And eventually he went back. He didn't end up getting into any trouble. And he got out of the military and he moved back to like Kentucky, I think it was. But yeah, I couldn't believe that. He went AWOL and I called them to tell them we were going to bring him in. They told me to keep him because they were out in the field.
Yeah.
You don't have a rear detail or anything that's back here where I can take him back?
Family
Nope,
support.
nope. Nothing. I was like, you keep him until his unit gets back from the field. What? Why don't I just take him out to the field and release him? Because I knew where they were going when they go for training, because my ex-husband used to go there all the time and I used to have to deliver food. I couldn't believe it. Just keep him until they come back from the field. Shit. And I said, well, apparently they're not worried about you, so why should I? It's
It's
crazy.
crazy.
I had never seen anything like that before in my life. I mean, what I was used to is if they went AWOL, oh boy, they got locked up and they
Article
were in
15,
trouble.
45, 45.
Yep. I don't know. Not anymore, apparently. And it's not like the sergeants nowadays can do anything or anybody else because they have those little stress cards. Oh God, you're stressing me out. What? They explain to everybody what the military is when you go to sign up and what they do. And if it's like the Marines, they can either take a bad person and make them good, or they can take a good person and make them bad. It's all on the way they approach it and how hard they work and what they do. I don't think the military should be taking unstable people in the first place, because that makes things worse. If you're not a stable person, you should not be going anywhere. Sorry, you shouldn't. You're going over there to fight for this country and the people that live in it. if you're cuckoo when you go in, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's how people get hurt. That's how whole units get hurt. So I don't know. It's all crazy.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I used to see all kinds of things, but that's why I was glad I got out of the military when I did,
Yeah.
because I started seeing the shift of them trying to bring this rainbow crap in.
Yeah.
That
Well,
was my cue
because who
to
was
get
it
out.
that started the "Don't Ask, Don't Tell"? Was that Obama,
Uh,
or was that before him?
that was before him.
Okay.
That
uh,
was under Clinton, wasn't?
yeah,
Because I
I
remember
think
when he got
so.
impeached. When he got impeached.
Yeah,
So is he still alive too?
him? I don't believe so. I think that a lot of times everything that you guys are seeing now, they're masked or they're CGI. So yeah, yeah, Lawrence. The "Don't Ask, Don't Tell."
Yeah, that was a tough sergeant trying to toughen up the soldiers, of which a lot of them thanked me after I got out. I met a couple of them at a bar. They had gone to the new Iraqi war, and they thanked me for being the way I was with them because it made them strong to survive the environment
Yeah.
of
Well,
where
and
they were at and what
I
they
don't
had to do. You know?
I don't think some of these people, when they go into the military, I don't think that they understand when you get deployed to different countries. That's going to a different country where everything is different and there's no scenery and it's desert and they got spiders that can carry you off and bury you in their lair. Um, they don't realize that's stressful enough. And yeah, some of the things that they see, I mean, out there during the Iraqi war, they used to put bombs on small children and let them go into the desert, so because they knew the American soldiers would take that poor child in. And you know, it's horrible, the things that they do see when they are in the military. And you know that, Abe. You
Yeah.
guys see things that no human should probably ever have to put their eyes on. But
That's why
it's
when I hear people talk to me, they're going to do this and this to me, and all the threats, and people that target me where I've been, is just, they don't know who they're fucking with. They don't know who they're messing with.
it's like,
Uh,
just
on
stop.
on the 2020, is it 27th? Is going to be 35-year anniversary of the Battle of Medina Ridge this month. I
Wow.
just laugh at those people.
That's all you can do is laugh at them when they do that. I mean, I just think that's all I can do anymore, Abe, is every time I see all this stuff is just go, really? You know, that's it. It's nothing surprises me anymore. I don't care what they say. Putin, you're snoring too loud. Everybody's gonna be able to hear you. Wake up. My poor puppy. I think he needs a CPAP machine.
A CPAP machine.
Yeah. He snores so loud. It's terrible. Poor little guy. So I don't know. Oh, look. You've gone 2 hours and 3 minutes. Ooh. We didn't see Jesse tonight. I rewatched the show last night because I ended up falling asleep for a little while. And I heard I heard Jesse say, someone need to go poke Beyond. I was laughing. Oh, poker, wake her up.
Yeah, man, it's just so much to look into. But I just don't look into all that kind of stuff because you don't know what to believe nowadays. All I know is
When they sit
that
there and say somebody's
I
gonna
place
drop a
Jesus Christ
bomb.
first.
Yep.
Look. I've seen soldiers on drugs.
Yeah.
Because just looking, there's people that are on drugs out here. There's soldiers that have problems in the military too. I've seen people, soldiers on cocaine. One of my sergeant was on cocaine. His eyes were always dilated, real big, and he was
Yeah.
acting not himself. And I'm like, Sarge, so I tell him you got something here. I think you need to go to the room
Yeah.
and get out of here because you're not acting yourself. It's the cocaine affecting you real bad. And he's like, oh shit. And then he's like, just go, man. I'll cover for you. I got you. I said that you're feeling sick or something. And he would take off. No one, because he had the symptoms of it. I would cover for him, you know. I would cover for people I try to help out people. I knew people that was doing cocaine. I know people that was dropping acid,
Yeah.
smoking weed. The soldiers, you could tell, I could tell who was on what. And,
Dropping acid and being in the military is a very bad thing, especially when you're out there doing any kind of training and you got any weapons. Or I would not ever allow anybody on acid to get into a tank and try to drive it. No way.
I had a soldier that was pulling, we were pulling a motor pool watch, they had the little gate, a little room in the front gate, to let the
Yeah.
vehicles in and out.
Yeah.
And my soldier came, the one that was supposed to come to me, he came, and this guy, he was acting weird. He was talking to himself, and I'm looking at him, and there's something wrong with this guy. I couldn't understand what the hell he was saying. And I said, I looked at him, and he was just wasn't himself. He wasn't talking. I couldn't understand nothing he was saying. I said, hey, you need to go back, go to the room. I don't need you here. So I sent him to the room. And then when my shift finished, I went to go check up on him because to me, I knew he was on something. So I went in there and unlocked the room. His roommate opened the door, and I asked him, where is he at? He said he's in the restroom, but he's been there for about an hour.
Oh, jeez.
So when I opened the door because he didn't want to, I kept on banging and banging. He wouldn't respond. I opened the door. The soldier's head was in the toilet bowl. I mean, in the toilet, like in the water.
Oh,
He was
jeez.
like passed out in there. And I pulled him up and I had to check it to make sure he was breathing and all that. Luckily, he was still breathing. But if I wouldn't have checked him, he probably would have drowned. And
Jeez.
I had to report it, because he fell under me. So if something would have happened to him, it would have been my ass, right? So I had to
Right.
make a report and say what happened and what happened in the mortar pool, what he did, that he was on something, and they give him 45. He lost his rank and 45 days of pay. He gave me no choice but to do that, So I've seen the excuses, of people that have a habit or they do drugs, but I mean, he could have died.
Yeah.
I mean, if his head would have been in the bowl and he would have woke up, oh yeah, I seen mermaids and
No,
seeing
dude,
mermaids
that
and
was a turd.
seeing mermaids and freaking what is the sirens and shit. No, man, your head was in the toilet bowl and there was a turd you left in the bowl. I'm just being serious,
Right.
So being not to be an asshole or nothing, I'm just being straight up. But I've run into people that when they're high, they act like a whole different person. Some of them act like assholes, even when they're drinking. It just changes their fucking demeanor. So
Yeah.
if that guy that had his head stuck in the toilet bowl because he was high on acid, telling me he seen some mermaids or some bullshit, I was like, man, get the fuck out of here with that shit. The fuck's the matter with you? You're on fucking acid.
Your head was in a toilet.
Fucking a turd in the fucking toilet bowl.
Well, and I mean, you had to do that stuff. You had to.
that was my job. I feel
Yeah.
like a fucking babysitter, like a babysitter in the military, or like a freaking uh, Father Abe and shit, taking care of these younger guys, doing stupid shit. Look, I'll give you an example of another one. There was one that he came from a different company, and he told me that I said, what seems to be the problem? He had like a stack of Article 15s like this.
Mm.
And I said, nobody gives me a chance. They just want to give me Article 15s. I said, all right. They had told me to get rid of them. So I grabbed the stack and I just throw it in the trash. I'm going to give you a chance. We're going to start you from scratch here. If you really want to stay in, I can help you. I can guide you, whatever. Not even 2, 3 weeks. They're like, sorry, see us. Look what your boy did. This guy left the voicemail. You know the voicemails?
Yeah.
He called his girlfriend over the phone, left the voicemail saying that he was going to go burn her house,
Oh,
making
jeez.
a terroristic threat.
Oh, my God.
So I had to give him a fucking Article 15. I'm
Yeah.
trying to help this guy. So he got the Article 15, did his extra duty or whatever. I said, look, man, there's still an opportunity for you. Listen to what I have to say right now. All eyes are on you. But if you do this, it's going to get you out of everybody's eyes. And then you have an opportunity to redeem yourself with the first sergeant and the company commander. So he changed his ways. He stopped doing stupid shit. He started keeping his videos pressed, and he climbed the ranks. He climbed the ranks all the way to a corporal. And that's when he finished his time and left the army with an honorable discharge. Even though he might have gotten an Article 15, he redeemed himself
Yeah.
because he listened to me. Then he was happy and he came give me a big old hug. He said, all the people in my life, you're the only one that's ever believed in me. That's what he said. And then that's when he left. It was a Corporal McCullough. I knew him as Private McCullough. Yeah. No more Rebel. I try to help up the guy. Rebel's trying to sucker me in for some more treats.
Yeah, my landlord called me up earlier and says, I've got something for the puppies I'm going to send over. I said, okay. So she sends me this box of these little gingerbread cookie boys. They're made of peanut butter for the dogs, but they're big. And so my bigger dog, he doesn't have a problem eating them. But my little one, I have to break a foot off and just give him a foot. Put the rest of it away. It's too big for him. He can't even eat it. But my dogs do that all the time. My other one, my Yorkie, will go to the door 15 times a night just to get a treat. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, buddy, you're gonna get
I
fat.
was just trying to get the soldiers to understand that they had to sign their contract, and it was my duty to
Yes.
train them, offensive, defense, whatever we train, and for them to be aware of the surroundings, and for them to have natural instincts to react first to nature. That's why I would train the shit out of them, so it'll be first to nature, and that's what you need in the combat environment.
Well,
You
and
know?
you were their
And
sergeant. If you
yeah, and
didn't
not to be
write
afraid.
them up for anything, that comes back on you.
Yeah, but I helped out a lot of people.
Yep.
Did they remember me?
Mm,
But then it's when I got sick, from the blow that I had to the head. But I'm back.
yeah. Yep.
Uh, it wasn't meant for me to do the other 10. I guess I guess the Heavenly Father has everything played for a reason. The way it happens, everything works out one way or the other. But I'm just saying that whoever thinks that they need drugs in their system to survive a situation, or like for example, these people in the military, you don't need drugs. What you need is to survive the years that you sign up for. Is you really have to pay attention to what they're training you. You have to be safety first, but at the same time be ready to fight, because that's what we sign up for. Those, as a tanker, Mexican Kilo, we're the first ones to go in a combat environment.
Yep.
Tankers and infantry.
Yep. Absolutely. I know. Well, boy, I'll tell you. So many infantry people that I know, they are just batshit crazy.
Yeah,
But they were good at what they did. So, you know,
yeah. The things that we had to do, yeah, you know, you got to do what you got to do in the front lines. It's you and the enemy. That's all there is. There's nobody in the middle.
yep.
That's when they place you in an environment you got to survive. But that's what other people don't understand. It's like, oh, that's just nothing but blood and war taking innocent lives. Those people wasn't innocent. They
No.
killed women and children. The Medina Republican Guard. We seen the areas of all the dead bodies of this women and children.
Yep.
So yeah, that wasn't innocent. So if you're an American, or you're supposed to support your American troops, but ain't it crazy how some people start freaking cheering the enemy and they're Americans
Yeah.
instead of cheering their own troops? That's crazy, ain't it?
That, and I like, okay, look, there is no other country in the world that you can take your own flag and wave it and walk around on the streets. And, you know, what are they thinking? I don't even know what to say anymore. I just
And
laugh. I'm
there are
like,
even some veterans that be doing that shit because they're from the other
yeah,
political party. They're like, oh, nobody's gonna do nothing to me, man. Hope to God I never see someone doing that in front of me or near me. I
yeah.
look around. If there's no cameras, no nothing, I won't teach them a lesson of a lifetime. But
And they,
okay, I'll take it back. I won't do nothing because nowadays they try to record you and report you to you making terroristic threats. Okay, I'll be a good boy. I won't do nothing. I'll just leave it up to God.
yeah,
But you gotta remember one thing about God. He works through people.
yes, he does. Yes, he does. I just don't understand it, man. They'll be the first ones to turn around. These crazy people that are from here, crazy. They will burn an American flag and run around with a flag from another country because they just
Yep.
think it's cool. What?
I went to my hometown after the war, and I got surrounded by 6 cops in my hometown that's crooked, and they told me to leave if I knew what was best for me. I said,
Oh,
"Look, I'm just coming back from war. I'm just here for one day visiting my family, which is was my brother and sister. So like you say, if you don't leave now, something bad is going to happen to you." Well, I showed them my NCUIC's phone number, and I called them, and I told them, "Look, I'm here with this," and give them the badge number and everything. All the police are surrounding me, and I told them something happens to me. Well, there's the guys you come talk to because they're saying that if I don't leave the town, that something bad is going to happen to me. And hung up the phone, and they told me, "So are you going to leave or what?" I said, "Nope." So okay, they took off. Next thing you know, there's like 20 people that come looking for me that they hired to come for me. Uh, I ran into the restroom, and I wanted to do a number on them, but I said no. I gotta relax, wait for the right moment, and then there was like 20 people waiting for me outside of the bar that I was at. I wasn't drunk,
jeez.
uh, and they're like, I looked at the door, cracked it, and I seen all the people standing out there. It's like, okay, there's like 20 of them and one of me. Then I'm sitting there still, and the bar's already closed. And then this guy comes in with a like a 357 in his pocket, and he's looking, and I recognize him. It was a dude that I knew from school. And he looks at me, "Hey, what's up?" And he looked at me, and I said, "What's up, man? What's going on? You looking for somebody?" I said, "Nah, well, I'm just here." I said, "Look, man. So I'm gonna tell you what's up, and you just decide what you want to do because I felt he was part of those people." I told him what happened. Said, "Look, man, I'm just here for one day. I'm leaving tomorrow. How about we do something? You say you go talk to those people out there. tell them that I'll buy 5 cases of beer, whatever they want. I'll buy it, and you can say whatever you want to say. Whoever paid y'all, whoever paid them to come for me, tell them that they beat me up. I'll be gone by tomorrow, anyways. So went outside, and he came back. So I said, okay, okay. So I bought them the beers. The cases of the cases of beer cost more in a bar than
Yeah.
at the store. So I gave it to him, and he took them. So by the time I went outside, there was nobody there, and I just walked. I went home safely.
Yeah.
And then I came back to Fort Hood. So my NCIC had gotten the message. They did an investigation, and then that's when I found out that they had a hit out for me.
Oh, jeez.
They wanted me dead. Somebody had placed a hit on me because they did an investigation at the police station because there's a police involved. And that's when they said that I wasn't allowed to go back to my hometown because they had a hit out for me. So then my NCIC, his name was Sergeant First Class Winchester White. I think his name White. It was his last name. He told me that it was going to give me a week to go and try to get my brothers and sisters out of there because they were in danger too. So I saw a lot of my family went up in Central Texas because I had hit on us from a insurance scam because our names were on the insurance for death insurance. So basically, people bought this insurance with our parents' name and our names on it. So we die, they get to claim money for that insurance. This in the 80s. I mean that the insurance was from the 80s, the early 80s, probably 78, 79, somewhere around there. And I really don't go back down there. Not because I'm afraid to go down there. It's because I'm afraid of what I'm going to do. If people come at me in a negative way, that I won't do nothing. That's why I stay away from that because I know what I'm capable of doing.
So how did the cops out there, the police department, what did they have to do with it? I mean,
because they were all part of that scam.
Do you think
a lot of those people have bought insurance with our names? Back in the day, at one point in time, people could buy insurance off of anybody.
Right.
Well, there was the time frame that they bought an insurance. It was with all our names on it. So it's kind of like buying a lottery. It's about like buying a square. But in the square, it's hard to win. But this one is a win-win situation if people die.
And so, are the same people still working for the police department? I mean, I'm pretty sure
a lot of them are already dead.
Yeah, I mean, after all this time, that should have been something that would have went away. Where
to my yeah, I don't know. A lot of them are already gone. They're deceased. But that's how evil some people are.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit about anybody's life. Like to them, there's people with no hearts, with no souls. So if they didn't give a shit about me or about my family, then why should I give a shit about them?
That's true.
If I went up in a situation of a matter of life or death, I would have to do what I have to do to overcome them. Kind of like all these people that want to hashtag the police department and shit, saying, talking a big game, but they can't step up or go the limits like I can go.
And that's still the town that Jesse went back to, right?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
That's where cousin Jesse is, but he's not in danger that way.
How's Jack feeling?
He's working. He's been working, resting right now. He's been working. I'm thinking he's working day shifts, right? Because he fluctuates. One there's days, and the other one is nights. I know he was feeling some pain and stuff like that, you know, uh, on his back.
Oh,
That's some hard work he'd be doing. I know.
hey.
I just been through so much that people don't understand. Uh, they don't understand what I had to endure, and they don't know what I'm capable of doing. Yeah, on this show, I've had people come at me saying they're going to do this, they're going to kill me and stuff, death threats. People, have people that said that they had a guy that was drunk telling me he was going to come all the way to Temple, that he was going to kick my ass, and I just laughed at him. I said, "Okay, I want to see that." Because they don't know what I'm capable of. You know, just if they don't understand this patch here, then they don't know what they're dealing with.
Yeah, some
And I
people
still
are just
train. I still train. I
some people
train
are just stupid.
this evening before I even did this. I don't train like I used to, but maybe I will pick up the pace again. But right now, I'm just training enough just to maintain the body, maintain the vessel.
Hey, you never know. When you move, you might be able to turn a room in the house into your little studio and workout place.
Yeah, there's always a garage.
Yeah. There's that. But sometimes air conditioning doesn't get into the garage, though. In the summertime, it would be
Yeah,
too
well, I
hot.
already picked up a room where I want to do that, but we'll see. And then the house we're looking at has got another house, a little house in the back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's another home in the back. It's just a room, but there's no toilet or nothing. But we could always build something like that in there, So converted, a big. It's even got a garage. So we'll see what we do with that. We're gonna make a project out of it and see what we can build a restroom and everything in it. Just as a project. I
Hey,
don't know.
well, there you go. You can do something like that and put one of those small split unit air conditioning heaters in it, and
Yeah,
you
and
can
then
use it for an
we're going to do
office.
some work on there. We already got a patio, but then there's another thing where I can put another patio. So yeah, we're gonna do some work on it and build it up.
Well, that would be some fun
If
projects.
everything goes well, I don't want to look
Yeah.
too much into it, but if everything goes well, and then the VA, their appraisers go in there, see what happens.
Yeah, the
But
VA one I think would be harder to get through to pass. Possibly.
yeah, it's always the hardest to go through the VA. Man, we've been on for 2 hours and 27 minutes, and we still got 33 viewers.
All
Um,
right.
yeah, look, man, I've seen a lot of things, and not to take away for anybody that likes getting high, like smoking weed or likes dropping acid, likes freaking making the mushroom teas and drinking the tea and getting high off of that. I've seen all that in my life, from people like my cousins with the mushrooms and making teas out of it, getting high for that, and many other people, uncles smoking weed. I've seen my dad smoke weed, seen people dropping acid, uh, going to the corner store. I used to see people there with the freaking things
Oh, yeah.
wrapped around their freaking wrists, doing the chiva,
Yep.
doing heroin. And next thing you know, there's people pull out their knives coming after me when I'm a kid. I've seen people doing all this shit. You know, uh, is there right? I'm not to judge nobody, but in my eyes, I never had to do that. I don't need to do that to survive situations. I rather have my, how should I say, stay normal. I don't need that. I don't run away from my problems. But of course, everybody's going to do what they do. We seen it
Yeah.
in the 80s. People was always smoking weed. Then they started having those little rings with the little pop up things where they were doing the coke. And
Yep.
I seen a guy that I knew in high school, that was always dressed in black, and he was doing selling marijuana and cocaine, and he went to San Antonio with one of his uncles, and he never came back.
Oh,
It was an
geez.
operate. It was an Operation Sting over there, in this club, and he thought he was freaking Scarface, and he got shot up. And that was the end of him. You know, he was
Yeah,
still in high school.
that's one thing. A lot of the difference in these drugs, like people that smoke pot, they're pretty laid back, and you know, you don't have to worry about a car accident because half the time they're not going fast enough to really hurt anybody, and they're not going to be fighting because they're more interested in going and eating a pizza. But a lot of the other harder drugs, it alters everybody's, the way they act, their personalities, just can make
Yeah,
you mean or what have you.
the cocaine, it makes people with the eyes dilated, don't want to fight and shit.
Yeah.
Uh, that's what the effects of that. A lot of them want to fight. Their all eyes are all dilated. They think they're freaking Billy badasses when they're on the drugs.
Yeah.
Uh,
They
then
grow
you got the
courage.
the people on the crack, and anything ice, whatever you want to think about. That affects them big time. And if they can be very dangerous people because if they don't have the drug in their system, man, they can be very violent to women. Just put it that
Yep.
way.
Yeah.
If a woman is with a guy like that, that guy can be very violent to the woman, especially when he's fending for his next high,
Yeah.
aka corn on the cob.
He just
Yeah,
sits around and lets it eat his teeth. That's all.
smoking that pipe, smoking that crack. I mean, I wouldn't be bragging about this shit. I mean, honestly, if I was ever in a bad role like that, I would admit to my mistakes, but I ain't going to brag about that shit. It's not. It's not. Most of the people that put their body through that, their health conditions are not too well.
No.
I've
Nope.
seen a lot of people that I know that are not here no more. That were in that road, stemming from even heart attacks, strokes because of that the road. Like I have a friend that he had to do his heart. You know,
Yep.
I knew him ever since he was we were grew up together, so I knew that he was doing things even in high school. So all that puts a toll on your body.
Yep.
But I ain't nobody to judge nobody. Everybody goes through what they go through. It's just
I
I've lost a lot of people that I knew from my childhood that are gone because of that. Either that, or dealing drugs, or they run into a bad drug deal, or they get set up. And that's it. They set
yeah.
up.
I have a brother that was younger than me, and he looks older than me. He's already had a bypass on his heart. He's lost both of his feet now. Just he lived a hard life with hard drugs for a long time, and he always tells me all the time that he used to tell me, "You're going to leave me so and so when you die, right?" And I said, "What makes you think that I'm going first?" He's like, "Well, you're older than me." I said, "Yeah, but you have beat your body up a lot more than I had. It's them drugs, all of his life." And people don't realize, they think it's all fun and games while they're doing it, but later on it'll catch up to you.
Yeah, there's
So
also some kind of effect. I've known of people. They said okay, they did some kind of drug one time or two times. Then later on in their life, 20, 30 years later, they start having freaking side effects from it, from the drug they did 30 years ago.
yeah, possibly.
It's
I
crazy.
mean, it's bad enough the stuff that we put in our bodies when we eat because of the way they treat our food, but putting drugs on top of that, hard drugs on top of that, It's not good. You know, your body can only take so much.
Like I understand the point of views of some people. Like for example, like me when I say about people on drugs that the the hallucination is not real spiritual, you know, which they are seeing things, but at the same time, I've seen things when I got a bit stung by by an ant, a red ant, where it made me hallucinate, which was a poison of. So, and since you were talking about poisons in the food,
Yeah.
how much of those poisons of the food is making people hallucinate right now? Because I know the poisons of the ant made me hallucinate.
I don't know if it makes them hallucinate, but it sure does break your body down real bad. So yeah.
Because I've seen it where people have an infection in their body and they go crazy sometimes. Like it seems like they're going crazy, like they're losing their mind. But then when they do the test, it's they have an infection, so they treat them with the infection, and then the infection goes away and they become normal. But yeah, it can affect you in a negative way. Everything has some kind of side effect.
Yeah.
We'll be on for 2 hours and 35 minutes. I wanted to
I
share a
know.
23-minute video. I've had it here on the
Oh,
sideline.
well, share it.
But it's dealing with the woods. If you got your speakers, I don't think I've shared this one. There's some activity there, and I just want you all to listen and just pay attention to the video. That's why I named it "Bringing the Woods to what was it to you."
Yeah.
Reviewing footage, and it's like I haven't reviewed footage because we've been talking about all things.
I know.
So I want to share this video here and tell me what you think. If you have your AirPods on, I mean, or if you have a smart TV, place it on there because there is activity in this video. I haven't showed it to y'all. I think there's something in the tree lines where I'm saying that I'm seeing something. Y'all be the judge. You got your magnifying glass, Sister Brenda? I'm fixing to play it right now.
I do
For
not.
who wants to. So here we go. I'm going to play it for right now. So like that, if you need to take a break also. But I'm going to play this video real quick. Now, if you're gonna just be in the lobby, let me know so we can share this video. Because I know you look a little bit tired.
Getting there.
The medicines.
Yeah.
So this is from when I went to the woods. I think this is the one where I say that something was staring at me. So I'm going to share this video with you. But you got to remember, the main thing is medications that can affect you a certain way, which I am under some medications from the VA.
Yeah.
But let's see if y'all see anything in this video, in this footage. It's a 23-minute video I'm going to share with y'all. Okay, here we go. If I can find it. Oh, let me find it real quick. What did it do last time?
I don't know.
Yeah, Facebook. I don't know. It's acting real strange, but I'm back on it. So I'm gonna click on the link here. Wait one. It's showing me all kinds of commercials on here. Commercials. Okay, here we go. Let me get to y'all now. If you're ready, ready or not, here I come. That's what Corner of the Cop says to the roaches. No, I'm just playing.
Ready or not, here I come.
Here we go. Share the screen. Let me get that bigger right there. Oops. There you go. Open up the volume and play. I hope everybody is doing great. As for me, I'm just going to do a quick video here in this path where I caught all the paranormal activity towards the end of the path, or the entrance, should I say. So I'm going to go in facing the camera to the direction of the path. It's hot as hell here in Texas. Very hot. Let me switch the camera around real quick. Trying to make it big here. Yes, it's very hot as hell here in Texas right now. I can feel the heat burning my legs. So I'm going to go check it out. There's been activities happening around my home, and certain incidents have been happening while, like, sleep. They've been trying to attack while I was asleep, spiritually, and certain things happened. Like my son almost got in a car wreck. This happened yesterday, right after I had this crazy dream about an accident. But I'm here. I feel like when things like that happen, it's because what's out here, wants to say something or trying to call me out to come out here. But I come here with my faith and believe in Jesus Christ. So I'm not afraid to come into these areas. Also, I come into these areas just so people could see that there's other things that are spiritual, real, that exist. Not so much of people wearing costumes. That's what I see. A lot of videos of people wearing costumes pretending to be a Bigfoot. Mainly that's where it goes to. They pretend to be Bigfoots in costumes. And this is the spiritual reality of things. When we talk about the angel of light, Lucifer, the demons, the legion, disembodied demonic Nephilim that exist in the spiritual realm. That's why I make these videos here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. You can't take away the spirit out of humans or animals. We all have some kind of spirit within us. So that's why I make these videos, to bring the spiritual aspect out of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk a little bit forward before I flip the camera around. I just feel that there's been a lot of activity happening around my home. That it always happens that way, brothers and sisters, when the spirits or unclean spirits, demons, whatever, they want to cause chaos and havoc. They'll come at you or somebody intentionally. When you hear about people disappearing, like 401 cases, this disembodied beings, demonic beings, they have the ability to possess. When you hear about suicides, believe I had located here a truck here in this area, and I reported it to the police. Gave them the license plate number. I gave them the coordinates to where the truck was. They had the keys to the ignition and everything. They did find the truck, and also they found a body. So, this demonic beings have the ability to affect your mind. If you don't have the spiritual knowledge to be able to say, I rebuke in Jesus Christ's name, they're going to attach themselves and attack. And their mission is to destroy the vessel. Well, here we go. Facing the camera the opposite way. See what we catch. I just heard. There you go. Or there's somebody that's got they're watching me, I guess. You see that? Up there in the sky. It just came out of nowhere. That's a girl. She's watching me. See it? I just heard it come out of nowhere, guys. As I was going to go into this area, it just appeared out of nowhere. There you go. I guess somebody's controlling it from somewhere.
These glasses automatically turn into sunglasses in bright daylight. All glasses have this tiny flaw, but we fixed it. You see, the lenses inside prescription glasses all have fixed diopters, which work, but only for one job. We all know reading glasses help you see up close.
But anyways, I'll ignore that. It's probably going to be, there it goes. It's probably somebody that's operating it from inside the woods, maybe. It came out of nowhere, guys. What do you call those? It just came out of nowhere and it came right on top of me.
The drone.
So there's got to be an operator somewhere. So I feel the operator might be within the wool line. So I'm going to go anyways. It's still hovering up there. I don't know if y'all see it. It's hovering up there in the sky. It's got a little light. Now it's moving away from me. That was crazy right there, guys. I know y'all noticed that. I was gonna go to this location. Is the location I wanted to come to. It's where I heard all the activity on Disembodied Voices last time. If there's any spirits around here, I guess somebody is trying to make you famous out here, flying around in your area. How do you feel about that? Or how do you feel about me being out here recording? I'm going to the area where I got a lot of activity last time, which was in this area. I'm gonna take off my hat just to see if I sense anything. So somebody just dumped something here, right in the center of the path. A big old tree trunk. They just dumped it here in the center of this path. Pretty big, blocking the path. You know, I know the cryptid community, they say when they see a trunk or a piece of wood blocking a path, that is letting you know, do not go forward because it's their territory. So I just want you to see this. It's a big old tree trunk in the middle of the path. But I'm going to continue to go around it and go this way, see what else I find. I'm trying to go to the location where I caught all that activity last time. Here you go. It was this area, brothers and sisters. Where is he viewing? This is the area where I caught the picture of the werewolf-like creature standing in the tree line. I'm just going to scan like this, get a little bit closer than before. You see a lot of branches are bent down there in that area. They're bent down, broken branches. I'm going to go further, closer in, as close as I can, so y'all can see it better instead of viewing it from a distance. Look, broken tree limbs. You see that? Something broke them. Just like they broke the one in the entrance. Something broke the tree limbs right there. They're all crunched down to the ground. No, that could be, you know, like I said before, if they're around here, letting us know, hey, this is where we live. You got some more broken ones here. They all bent down to the ground. There was an area in Elms Grove where it was like this. There was nothing but bent trees all the way down. More bent trees. More broken trees right there. There it is. It's following me around. You see it up there?
Do you know what eating banana can do to your liver? Bananas are actually edible when they're still green.
It's like they're searching for something. Maybe we're searching for the same thing. Look at all those trees that are bent right there, guys. Where was your viewing? Look at all those broken branches here. So you got to think, you know, if this disembodied Nephilim have the ability to manifest into a beastly creature for a temporary time, they're going to have some weight on them, you know. They say that a Sasquatch weighs a lot, a dogman weighs a lot. But when they manifest, they have the capability to manifest into the semi-flesh for a little bit. They have the ability to break branches. I've seen it. I've witnessed it where they're broken branches. I'm talking about massive tree trunks in Elms Grove, and they landed on the ground and ran into the woods, into the creek, and it broke branches. So it has the ability to break tree branches way thicker than this. I'm talking about from oak trees, oak tree branches, the thick ones. All right. I'm hearing something over here. The heat is kind of hot in here. Let me chill here by the shade tree for a little bit. See, I don't see no broken branches here at all. This is the area where I located that truck that the person was missing, which was, his truck was right there in that gap. And around the edge over here, there's like a little place where I guess somebody was staying. I want to keep the camera facing to my right, just in case when I debunk the video, see if anything surfaces up. But this is where there's a lot of DDN activity. Last time I was here, I caught some some images in here. Okay. I did the sign of the cross and stuff. Prayed, said a little Our Father before I came in here. But right here in this area was where I caught an image of something up in the tree line here. But I believe this is where the guy was staying at. That I believe they found his body. Is this where you were found? I heard something say something. Was it the DDN that caused the man to lose his life? Do you take claim for him losing his life here? Was it y'all? I heard something. Do y'all take responsibility for the man that lost his life here? Okay. I heard something, sounded like somebody said something, a disembodied voice. Is it native people, spirits of native people, skinwalkers, shapeshifters, or DDN to live in this area? That this used to be your territory, or you still consider your territory? I heard something say something again. Okay. How you doing, Brother Tony? It is hot as hell here in Texas right now. Just making a spiritual live from a group. Spiritual encrypted encounters. Because every time I leave this area, it's when they start surfacing up towards the end. When I'm walking out of here, I guess they get brave then, and you can hear all kinds of movement and the disembodied voices talking. When I'm got the camera facing this way, I'm searching. I'm looking with to see if I see anything with a naked eye. You know, so I can say, okay, I seen something with a naked eye. You know, but it's kind of like when they surface up is after I debunked the video. That's when I catch them on video. In Elms Grove, they did surface up at nighttime. That was able to see them. Not just me, but one of my nephews was able to see this warrior-like being walking on twos. I heard something in the distance, probably an echo of somebody speaking. It's a hot one here in Temple, Texas. There's the tree trunk again in the middle of the path. If I had the tank, we'll be cruising all through this area. See what we encounter.
Show your daughter how much you love her with this beautiful gift. It says, "To my daughter, never forget."
La cicada making the noise from the tree. Seeing a gust of wind right there. Pass through the trail. Whoa, what was that? Seeing a gust of wind right there. Pass through the trail. Oh. There. Pass through the trail. Play this again. Seeing a gust of wind right there. Pass through the trail. Three markers up there. A lot of the land here in Central Texas used to be native land, brothers and sisters. So there's a lot of unmarked Indian burial grounds that somebody can build over a property that might have an Indian burial ground of a dead native, and they don't know about it, and they start getting all kinds of activity on their house, So, gonna head on this ways. I don't know who's here viewing. Got Larry Joe Fisher, Sister Veronica, Brother Gary, Brother David. All right, we're here to the entrance again. Yeah, está caliente, real hot. Okay. We got 30 viewers here. Yeah, that was a crazy glitch right there, man. Let me look at the comments. Yeah, it glitched. I'm gonna review it back and try to take a screenshot of what it is. But it's like it stood right there. It was right there beside me. we're the three. I think we lost Sister Brenda. She might have fallen asleep on us. I know that she was her meds were kicking in. Yeah, it's just I think I was going live off that live. I was going live possibly on. Man, I don't know if it was off of YouTube. No, I don't think it was. It was just off my. I know it was off my Facebook possibly. I'm not sure. Yeah, there was a lot of activity there. I don't know if y'all heard. Something kept on saying some as I kept on walking. Something was saying, whispering something. A lot of things in that video. I took some screenshots earlier as I was trying to debunk it. I'm going to debunk it further after this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to lower down the speed. I'm going to try to debunk that glitch, see what it was, because it was like right there by me, you know. So I'm going to try to lower the speed enough to see what that was. I want to see something real quick here. Let me see what the name of quick live. Yeah, that was the same one I was viewing earlier. I think some of the picture that I got here that I captured from the video. I don't know, might share it on Werewolf Wednesday because I did capture some images off of that. That I want to make some short reels out of it. Yeah, there was a lot of activity there. There was growlings, there was whispers. The typical activity you catch in Central Texas. Of course, there is a lot of limestone on the land. If you see at the ground, there's a lot of limestone. So the limestone itself and the hot weather from Texas will store energy on the limestone, in which you can catch all kinds of different manifestations, physical manifestations, something that look real because of the energy, and disembodied manifestations, as in sounds, disembodied voices. Oh yeah, I have the other video where you could hear a log growl. I can hear them, and sometimes I don't even have to hear them through the video because they'll growl loud enough so you can hear them. Let me see. I think I'll take a screenshot. I'll work on the one that I captured earlier. I'll show it to you right now before I go. Yeah, we've been on for 3 hours. So I'm gonna share that video with you, or the screenshot that I took earlier. Share one of them. I don't think it was this phone. It was my other phone where I got the screenshots because I was debunking the video. So let's look at it real quick. Let me work on this photo. There was a section here in the woods that it just something happened. I seen something that's like I seen something looking at me, and there's another video, another footage that I was looking for this other video, but I was able to capture something here on this footage that I captured. Two things there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it try to make it as big as possible. to share with y'all. All right. Here we go. Let me share this out to y'all. See what we can do with this before we. I'm doing great, Aussie Patriot. Let me share this image here. Okay. Let me share this out with y'all. Well, here's an image of a certain section where I was saying that I had seen something. Y'all be the judge of this because I kept on seeing something. There's two things that I kept on seeing on this photo here, which is there's something here, and then something else over here in this corner that I seen something looking at me. Here's a closer look at it. Something here and something here. Seems like a possible portal here because it looks like a something circular here in the back. But here's the image of that I seen that something was looking at me right here. And here's the image of the other one. What do y'all think about that? I can make that bigger. One more time. To get a closer look at it. Here we go. Let's share it one more time. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So you got something here. You get the face of something here, but it looks like something here in the back, like a possible portal. You know, since people talk about portals, because it looks like a radius here, like almost like circular in the back here. So I would say possible portal back here in this area, and something coming out of the portal, which would be this figure here, and there's another one over here. Just wanted to share that with you. Wish I could have gotten it bigger, but it didn't let me get it bigger. Try one more time, see if I can get any bigger. Before we go, here we go. A little bit bigger. Something here, pretty tall. This one here, but it looks like a portal here in this vicinity. So that's a location that I might have to go and investigate, because I believe there's a portal here in this corner right here because of the radius formation here. Possible portal where this unclean spirits or entities might be coming through. Here's the face of one of them. Here's the face of the other one. And this portal here, radius, a black circle, possible portal. So I'm going to the comments now. See what everybody is saying here in the comments before we call it a night here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Sorry about that, Aussie Patriot, or what you're going through. Prayers to you, Sister Oz, for the Heavenly Father to protect His people, for Him to protect His children. This for protection for you and your family, Sister Aussie Patriot. This we pray in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. Okay. Yeah, there's a face right there. Yeah. Good eye, being you to me. Good eye, good eye. So that's what I captured, is a possible portal because of the circular thing. You could see like half of sphere or circular right there in the back, and you see something standing there. I think in the video, if you replay it, that I said I think something's looking at me, because I seen something looking at me, and that's what I seen right there. The tall one. Then you got a smaller one over here to the left. And it's just a close up of it. You know what I'm sharing here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Let me see if I got any other imagery that I captured. No, that's the one that I captured that I want to share with y'all. So I believe on that right side is where the portal is. There might be a portal there where these things are coming through. There's the face of this one, the face of this one's. Oh man. Could be possible others, I'm not sure, but I just wanted to share that with y'all. I'll stop sharing this. Go to y'all. There we go, folks. Yes, circular. Yeah, I can put it back up there. What I'll do is work on this side. I'm gonna work on this side, okay? I'll do a close up of it so y'all can see it. Let me get my other phone and I'll work on it. Wait up. Yeah, I'm gonna work on on that side so you can see it. Just on that side. I'm gonna work on it. There we go. Let's take a look at it. Let me see. We can get one more closer look at that. Here we go. How's that? So, possible more than one here, man. Looks like one here and one here coming out of the sphere. Looks like something here too, but the sphere is right here on the ground. Like several things in this photo here, the close-up of it. I hope y'all can see it there better. Let me go to Restream here. Okay, there we go. Let me make it bigger for y'all. Not that one. Oop. Sorry to hear that, Ben. You tell me. Yeah. Well, there you go, folks. I did a close-up of it. I can try to do one more closer if you want me to, but I think that's pretty good. You can see it right there. The dark radius black circle to me would be a portal. So there you go, and there's several there that are sticking out of that portal. The same black portal, it's the same one like in Elm Grove that I captured up in the trees. So there you go. Stop sharing it. I hope everybody enjoyed tonight's live. I want to say thank you to those that came in and joined the chat, listened to what we're talking about. I want to thank who do we have here tonight? We had, I believe, Sage Cooley, Sister Brenda. We had the ganja guy. We had him here, and all those people that tuned in. I know that. No, I appreciate y'all just joining me here tonight. Later on tonight, we'll have open mic night here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I'll just be here controlling the controls, and What do you want to talk about tonight? It was a pretty good show. We talked about a lot of things. There could be a lot of things that can be happening, but we got to maintain our faith and believe in Jesus Christ, brothers and sisters. We can't fall astray uh, to our Lord and Savior, because He's the one that is gonna guide us into the heavenly kingdom. Alexander the ganja, Alexander the ganja guy. The ganja shaman. I think that's what he's called. Yeah, I was trying to look for this other footage, but I really have to look through my material to find. I'm trying to find the one that kind of looked like a freaking crocodile from the face. From the times of Egypt, where when people talk about Anubis, and then you got one that looks like a crocodile face. Well, I captured something like that on the video. I'm looking for the video, but I am going to debunk this video more, especially when the glitch happened, that it was right there beside me. I want to see what that glitch is. So right now we're at it's 3:23 here in the United States. We're at 0254. It's fixing to be 3 o'clock. So I'm thinking we can get an early start, like around 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock Central Time. That's why I want to start the live. And anybody's welcome. I like listening to all kinds of perspectives. And I like to listen to all kinds of perspectives. It's just with these times, the things that are happening around us, I still got to stay focused, on the Heavenly Father, Jesus Christ. I think we all do in these times. That so many things happening around the world that it's about our faith. We can rejoice over bad things happening, but what we can do is rejoice in Jesus Christ. Give Him praise, place Him first, so He can bless us and heal us. That's cool, Brother Law Morgan. Metro PCS. There's Beyond the Box. Welcome back. She was sleeping, taking a siesta. Yeah, I was trying to build up content, but I was busy all day, with the house, and then I slept most of the day. But yeah, I was trying to, get all the stuff that I got from of glitches and portals and strange events, right? Look through the footage that I already have and make something out of it, like build a show out of all that. One day, I'll do that, combine everything together, so you could see the things that I run into when I go into Mother Nature itself, the things that I've captured. Mind you, this is events that happen in Central Texas, not just the things that happen in the woods, but there's things that happen within the cities also. Lots of activity. Sorry to hear that, Sister Aussie Patriot. Wow, it's 8 p.m. right now. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about, splicing them up and putting them all together as much clips dealing with portals, glitches in the Matrix. I have a lot of different ones where there's glitches and stuff like that. Numerous videos that have glitches and things coming out of the glitches or the out of the portals, like the one I just showed you right now. It's just I have to look into it and do that. But I'm kind of busy right now with the move of working on purchasing this new home. Hopefully, we'll know something. I mean, already did one of the inspections. We got to go through the hardest inspection, which is through the VA, since I'm a veteran. So that would be the hardest inspection. So hopefully, we can do something when we do that inspection, see what happens. Hopefully, it'll go smoothly. But in saying that, brothers and sisters, I just want to say thank you for everybody that tuned in. God bless you and your families. Always remember, you're never alone. The Heavenly Father's with you. Call if you have to pray, pray, or if you have to, things get hot and heavy spiritually or physically. Tie, bind, and rebuke in the name of Jesus Christ. And thank you to the moderators, the moderator, and keep the trolls out. I'm just trying to stay busy, but I need to get me some rest now, brothers and sisters. Thank you all again for tuning in. See y'all later on tonight. If whoever decides to tune in and wants to jump on the live, we can talk about anything. Sometimes you just gotta let the people talk. Whatever they're going to talk. Yeah, I have a lot of evidence, of a lot of things. You just have to work on it to build it up, to make a show out of it. The limestone been YouTubing, it stores energy. So a lot of limestone. Yeah, if y'all got any questions, y'all can ask. The limestone is like in creek beds, which is creeks, in rivers, and in lakes. Sometimes ponds, right? Like here in Central Texas, there's limestone everywhere, even on the land. So when the sun hits it, it stores energy. So when it stores energy, you have paranormal activity. Like when you have a creek or a creek or a lake, or where there's water running through it, is more activity because there's running water. So you got the running water and the energy of the limestone. What else is there that might have energy? Trees store energy also. So when you see the unclean spirits sometimes jumping into the trees, so people say, oh, I've seen the Bigfoot go into a tree. Well, it's because they're not of the flesh. Because anything of the flesh, if it goes into a tree, it won't get knocked out because that's a solid object. But now something of the spirit will go to the tree. Why would it go into a tree? For the energy source. Just like, why would it go into a house or to a building? What's in a house or a building? There's running water, right? There's energy from electricity, energy from, different kinds of energies in a home in which it will go into a house. So it says, when it goes into people, in the form of a possible possession, because they see the energy source that we have. What do they come to try to take some of that energy off of us, which sometimes it feels that. So in saying that, that's why I say the Bigfoots and the Dogmen, since they do that, they're not really here in the flesh, because anything in the flesh is not going to do that. If take away, if it's a manifestation, if it takes a manifestation of, for example, a fox a lion, besides naming a Bigfoot or a dog man, and they run into a tree, they won't get knocked out if they're in the flesh. But if it's going through the object because of the energy that it possesses, and the roots go down, of course, the trees have energy. If it's going into a tree, it's not of the flesh, it's of the spirit, plain and simple. Because that's what it is. We try to run into a tree, run as fast as you can, hit a tree, and you say to yourself, I'm of the spirit, I'm going to teleport. You run at it like 30 miles, 35, 40 miles an hour, you hit that tree, you're going to wake up in the emergency room knocked out with a big old bump on your head. You're like, what happened? Well, I ran into the tree. So I was trying to see if my energy can teleport through the tree. Yeah. So no difference than a Bigfoot or a dogman going into a tree, because that's not what they are. They're not of the flesh. They're beings of the spirit. So they go for energy. Sometimes they'll go through a vehicle, right? Because vehicles have energy. Tanks have energy. That's why I would see them around my tank, because they're trying to steal energy from the heat or whatever, the elements. They steal the energy to try to maintain a formation or to manifest. So yeah, they go for the energy, brothers and sisters. Energy source. Yes, sir. Yeah, this thing about the Bigfoots going into trees and that they're flesh beings, or dogmen going to trees that they're flesh beings. No, it's not. They're not flesh beings. It cannot be both. They can manifest something to look like something, but they're more in spirit. You don't believe me? Whenever you see a Bigfoot or a dogman, just put it to the spiritual test. Tie, bind, and rebuke it in the name of Jesus Christ. But make sure you're doing it in true faith and believe in Jesus Christ. And you're going to see it disappear. Something that's in the flesh is not going to be able to disappear, not unless you're paying money to go see a magician and they're playing tricks on you. But, something out there in the woods is not going to be able to disappear, especially if you type on the in the name of Jesus Christ. But it's something of the spirit. Yeah, they can vanish. They can disappear. The smell of sulfur, the smell of pestilence, that by itself is already letting you know what it is, that it's demonic. How many times have you're welcome, Brother Ben. How many times have you heard where they said that the Bigfoot knocked 3 times? That they were banging on a tree, knocked 3 times, or they're clanging on rocks 3 times, because they're letting you know, identify themselves to you through spiritual law, that they're demonic. 3 bangs with rocks, 3 banging on the trees, 3 yells. They're letting you know, they're making contact with you. All right, they're letting you know that they're demonic. That's what they're doing it in 3s. Why in 3s? That's making fun of the Trinity, of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. 3 scratches. How many investigators have gone out in the woods and gotten 3 scratches? That's letting you know that you run into a demonic entity, and they mark you in 3s. You see, that's what, not to be mean with nobody, but I try to keep it. I'm focused on everything because of what I sense spiritually. When I see these entities, right, or manifestations, that's what I call it. These demonic manifestations that they take, and then they just disappear in thin air. That's already letting you know that there are not of the flesh. They're just manifestations. a temporary manifestation. They gather up enough energy to manifest, and when they're going through the trees is to hide. And sometimes they'll jump out of the tree, go to the next tree, or they jump from tree. They have the abilities to manifest to Mother Nature itself. So you think you're chasing a dogman or Bigfoot, then you don't see him no more. You're like, where is it? It could be right beside you in the form of a tree because they have those capabilities. It could be in the form of a bush. It could be in the form of a rat. In the form of you see a possum, a squirrel, or something, a bird. It's because that's what they do. They can shift that ways, but manifestations, through the dark arts, black magic, or whatever you want to call it, no difference in the shapeshifter skinwalkers. That's what they do. But if we'll come tomorrow, man, we can talk about this topic. Later on tonight, we can talk about this. I just want to say thank you to everybody that comes here and that are willing to listen to me. The reason I can say this is because I got proof. I got proof in my short clips where some of them appear and then they disappear very rapidly. So they're in momentarily and then disappear. But in saying that, I'll let you all go now. Thank you for your undivided attention, brother and sisters. God bless every single one of y'all. Shout out to Brother Josh Turner, Sister Nellie Turner, Anthony Tony, Sister Madeline, and shout out to all my viewers here. I had to stop doing these videos on TikTok because I wanted to ban my account talking about Jesus Christ and all this. So I'm not on TikTok. I'm going to continue to do short reels, but not no videos. So the platform you can find me, I'm doing here on Facebook, on Restream, YouTube, and Twitch. But in saying that, let me do a prayer for everybody before I go. Heavenly Father, at this time, I would like to pray for all my brothers and sisters to be out here tonight, for nothing negative to follow them in any kind of way, shape, or form, as we place spiritual heavenly crosses on everybody from head to toe. We place heavenly spiritual crosses on our doorways and our windows. And we pray for the Heavenly Father to send his heavenly angels and the Holy Spirit to do a clean sweep of our foundation and our homes. If there is anything negative, we take authority over you in Jesus Christ's name. We type on and rebuke you in the name of Jesus Christ. Leave me, my brothers and sisters alone, as we call upon the Heavenly Father Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior to assist us spiritually at all times. This we pray in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. Thank you. Y'all have a beautiful, blessed day. Hey, good morning. Peace out. This is Brother Ape CS. Sergeant CS signing off from Spiritual Encrypted Encounters.